피곤하긴 하네만.
나만. Oh, wait. I did click that works. Everything. And we shall start. I'll probably have to read since it's not main story. Which is Pope. Because then I have to do all the talking. Oh, it was chill with a tense air. And those present all sat in complete silence. There's Jia Yuchun with her lips curled with a mirthless sneer. The center of all sat Jia Yun, unsure what to say next. Well, everyone. You sit next to her, see upon Jian's hat, slowly take his role. The situation begins. One of the heads of house, lords of each family, their proxies, members, and did not slightly acknowledging our awkward presence. And little Jishin's guests, who are here at our 8th court, seems to be extending without a foreseeable end. Isn't she technically from Peter? What's up here? I'm like, she's any less of an outsider than we are. And did everyone catch that? Our 8th court? Regardless of everything else, the fact that she hijacked the meeting from the get-go is ridiculous. Especially Jia and the family hierarchy itself presiding over this official assembly. Whether she's using the pretense of assisting her to assert her own dominance over these proceedings. We are all aware of her own Mia Jun. Mia has always discussed with and confided me about the matters of greatest importance. Momentous of which steer the very course of each corp's projects. Even after I departed the family for Q Corp, our own former disease, Moon has always written me messages to confer such matters. Something about it smells suspicious, but we've already missed the window to challenge her to us with proof, but without breaking decorum. But it is naturally follows that I would be inheritor of Mineral Gibbons will. Presiding over this regular assembly, which can be now discussed to determine the future. Grandiose and self-important introduction, it seems to me that she considered herself to be the main character of the scene or something. All right, blah 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 blah, persists your station. People sucking up. They're all impressed by your utmost dedication to this interview, huh? Despite your already saturated schedule. Oh, it's the guy we beat up. Can hardly thank you enough for magnanimity. It's a true shame they couldn't be here. Always sung praise of your expertise. And everyone's like, yeah. Budgets for the business are just as protracted. Only subsequent instead of arrogant. It says those entities under the best case. Signing with the forces foreign to. Their vacuum was filled by their children's generation, many of whom we had the pleasure of meeting during the Family's Hierarchy War. So then we shall welcome you to the next person to sit at the head of the family hierarchy. As I am. Now let us begin. Here's all those who have gathered here toiled. She's like, what the fuck? These hours, Jesus uncertainly cuts off her policy. Hold on. Big sisters. Passing this review of the policy would allow an auction for any remaining rooms day before registration and I wouldn't do anything but give unfair advantage to certain guaranteeing them large real estate. So before continuing, my point is these policies are going to go into effect. Besides, these policies were pretty much drawn to favor the line pocket of few officials. By many verminal hire. Lining the pockets, that's quite an odd turn of phrase to refer to a bare minimum of respect decided by German members, don't you think? Not really. Now, before we continue, I'm going to try to discern if you are aware ever since the ascension of the new family, the perceived value of home has been racing to like or rock bottom. So they don't get anything! Yay! That's right. That's how it works, right? Certainly, this generation is China is like a faith at due point found. Therefore, it naturally follows that our urgent test put stop to this value and reputation free fall and restore prosperity and So once again. And like, yeah, okay, that's right. So why are you? Because ours is no, that should age 4 be determined to be in a state of crisis. The foregoing house and direct and also carry de facto power into the assembly. The board director, that's us, has determined that we are now in a state of crisis. Yeah, crisis? What crisis? Everything that's led to my ascension for the judgment down to the final approval. These unseemly rumors and slander are taking our value, which we have built out through the video source. So what is it, if not a state of crisis? And who would doubt the most higher quality when the client has sided with their ascension? Some that turning the room against. Finding a single shred of evidence portraying her some burdensome hierarchy who seem handily taking it. One in the Assembly 90 members stepped up to point out she should switch out for finally held out for march yard, or that she definitely maneuvered members of war quickly take control of the chaos within. And show the angular insight and confidence since her session despite her relative experience, but for their eyes as though they also slip in. Self to be qualified individual at that front. Girl, then proceed. Waiting for you in your briefing before the assembly regarding the last 30 quarterly net related business or in the last 5 years. Promo Hargis has not received the data prior to the meeting. You must be aware of the chaos that followed the ascension. Still indexing all available materials to identify not once in the history has failed to produce statistics. Well, that's because they all got controlled by a weird worm. Joan must have known all along, too. She must have known the previous hives were all directly supplied with an immense information to the worm, or something equivalent. And she's using it to target the weakness, knowing in the asking questions she the first found the hierarchy without the animal wouldn't possibly know. As far as the height of the mineral seed of the hierarchy, are matched only by the great power of Silicon. Thus, how are we give the mayor's wing to someone who is evidently unprepared for that? Given the present circumstances on our hands, may be forced to vote for motion to confidence. Motion. And high rank officials can result in the removal of the chief executive. So they're going after. So this wanted to paint. And I'm stammering and stumbling, blah blah blah. Even in mass lack of support from the HP reporter. Whatever dragons are going, it seems to me we've got non-answer respect for the last robots. Never trust bots over the numbers and optimizations. They're the first ones to kick you out the moment you longer you as useful. You're not the only one who's with us. We can please stop shaking your leg for a second. We don't need to take our frustration anymore. Oh, shit. Miners would have left the chair long ago if it weren't for the these corp, they voted in favor of the motion. Certain parts of where they'll be removed. It's entirely possible she will come to Canadian only. So they're threatening to fire unless she falls in line. This is some needlessly convoluted way too. Now consider the motion. Hold on, the boy with no confidence isn't an iron they can invoke so lightly. Let's say the wing fit. The rest of the previous family attitudes have changed precisely nothing. Those in power, whoa, more used phases, but their tongues still carry the same old resistance to change. New families were just as uncooperative as ever, and everyone so seemingly invested races. New faces, same one. You say Heathcliff wasn't the only sinner fuming with rage. It was far too vexing to silly watch it do not. You weren't let the slide donkey. We're walking all over as you turn like she's not even here. Or she forgot. It doesn't. Seems like we're both on the same page. This time I'm agree. Come on, let's just get her. I am in your. Two. Quote. Put this rose with both hands. 3. And he objected at the wrong time. Hello, so black. All said. Yeah. I'm so glad that was involved indeed. Well, I can pursue her justice now with such unrelenting fervor and utter discredit for decorum. Certain mind. Or what the? I can't hear something rub off anywhere. You screwed up. What happened? You're going to have to do it? Oh, I've taken by suggested me that we must voice our dissatisfaction to the official panels, drawing the titles of the list Red Gaze and the Department of LCC. Disputes in such a power at such a high level of government can only be resolved with just grandstanding. Wouldn't that agree? Why are you all normal all of a sudden? Nah, what just happened? What happened to be the clammy meek boy? Well, that's why I just assumed this is how it seems to be a nice bit upwards from direction. We consider a momentary loss of control, not that there's an efficient state. I have taken you full confidence in your abilities. Please encourage. Sometimes you're apt to shows and happy that one. Happy that one with the very good clear of her path to ascension during depending on the coins he has to use a party for your ascension. Who the outsiders upstart to almost literally carry you to the sea. Single victory attained with your hands. But if you're not dealing with the qualities you exhibit during the ascension, you must have no shame shaking your tongue and how it's both having like it's meaning. Yet I see the point. The hierarch, with her grace, needs only demonstrate her ability to establish qualifications before. It's not a place for us. Just proceed. Just how will she prove herself? Well, not saying coming from a fellow outsider who's been chattering for minutes on end. Forgive me, I only presumed from your verbosity that the right to speak in this forum was open to all outsiders. You have said that yourself, no, that a vote of no confidence will proceed in a month. That seems to give the mineral hierarch a month to gain the trust of each family. It is rather clear to me there are many who find their defeat in the family hierarchy difficult to accept. Such a doubt is easy to resolve. The match between clans would lay out the results quite obviously. Very well, a fair challenge between clans, which would preclude the protection of the family Hoshua Paxton's on guards. So you remove her POW and you before the game even begins? Why not make this test a series of matches in both academia and martial arts? If such is the case, what audacity, you really have that much faith in GH? But no, the consequences of failing this match, no? If it would be a unanimous one-sided vote with no consequences, naturally ending in all rights but pertaining to the family hierarchy would be transferred to the board, right? That is fine by us. You are free to choose any champion whom you see fit. Unfortunately, your only don't seem to share your latent confidence. But in the midst of confused flabbergasting from another sinners, I see you can feel that defiant voice reach out. That's not all true, big sister. You actually have much confidence in you and she does. It occurred to me that this might be his way of expressing anger. You try how there he. Then you are welcome to try. You have 1 month to prove before all eyes that she is indeed fit to be. Vote may as well be a mere formality. In other words, none of you shall again rightly challenge the independent rights and powers bestowed upon the family hierarchy. Consequences of such I don't think I've seen that word before. Recalcitrance. Also, there would be no difference from the traitors are facing. Wouldn't you agree? How do you... What is it? As of now that the state of being stubborn, how am I supposed to say it? Oh.
Recalcitrance.
Recalcitrance. Okay. What the automated voice said. You know the betrayals are facing one, do you agree? Well then, we will excuse ourselves now. Wait, John turns around towards us with the same serious smile and slightly drags us outside this and call them sparring matches, but you must know that each and every one of them is a test to prove yourself the seat of the family hierarchy. A month is a time too brief for trust improvements, regardless of whom may be. Learning for proper master in 10 months might teach you a few things, but Who knows how long the search for one such master might take, not to mention the future challenge through you must bring them past Dongyuan's halls. It will take 2 months. Why not relent and relinquish the power of the Fountain Heart? The board director. Seems that this fellow outside mental faculties are impressively lacking. My lord has spoken in the past that when in the presence of 3 people, at least one of them is bound to be a teacher. And here they are, aren't they? Yes. Masters, each carrying something new to teach. All 13 of them. Hi, that's us. Egon gestured confidently towards the flapper and scissors, and he suddenly came to an end. Yay! That was interesting. No, there were 12 stages. I was kind of hoping there would be more fighting and not so much talking. So I don't have to talk so much, since they don't have talking. The events. Because that means I get to talk less. Because why would I want to read everything? 12 teachers. Because all you're going to hear from me is tick-tock, tick-tock. Alright. We were planning to train Unicorn anyway, but it seems that we're now in an unexpected deadline. And she's like, God damn it. Hey, when you said the LCB was going to help me out, you guys mean you're going to publicly humiliate the crap out of me at the assembly? Of course not, Jishin. Big Sister Runs a little snake. Ha! She's a little snake. She's right. You've just been given her 30 days to set the perfect stage of my downfall to prove the world once and for all that I'm not qualified at all to be the family hire. But you think, weren't you also good at humbling anyone who dared underestimate you? Not so much anymore. Back then, like an idiot, I thought I'd hold on to it with everything I had. I thought that all I ever had. Now, things are different. It's true that I'm vastly unqualified to be the family hierarchy. And she's right, I pretty much lucked into this position. Don't tell me that woman's bullshit actually got to you. Well, she wasn't completely wrong, right? There's a kid who happened to be good enough to fight some traps and ambushes. I'm afraid the responsible family hierarchy might be too much. Her self-confidence has significantly decreased compared to the observations from our previous interaction. Heck, you said, I don't remember you being this kind of character. I happened to girl who looked down on us the moment we met. You even had the audacity to pretend to not know who we were, didn't you? Where'd all that confidence go? I actually got under her skin back then, huh? So you know what you want to do. Are you sure you're okay with this? Are you kind of letting this happen? If I let it happen, Big Sister is going to continue expanding her influence here. I'm sure she and board directors have been cozying up to each other for a long time. Is the implication of her testaments on her influence were true? Yep, it's true. Before she left for Big Sister used to always accompany GMU to these assemblies. If you were just to hold vote of no confidence, they're going to unanimously vote against me and slowly reduce the family hierarchy scope of power, and who knows, they might even call for a re-evaluation. However unlikely that sounds. Besides Big Sister, I think her definition of who wants personhood might be different from mine. And what she's looking for is an H-squared prosperity stung wands. And I know this all has something to do with its ties to Q Corp, which I bet has been going on for a while under my radar. I'm sure they've already had plenty of talks behind my back, which is not the kind of vision you have for Hong Yuan's future, right? That's why you spoke up against. My vision for Hong Yuan is, I want to change it to be the kind of place where people can live without. I just never imagined I'd have to prove myself like this, and only in 30 days. Even then, your vision hasn't changed, right? It hasn't. Great. So it's decided then. You just need File to deliver the bad news to Sod. So to summarize, the responsibility of training you on to win these matches, I mean these amphorious tests upon which hinges the family hierarchy's fate and almost every facet of which entirely under Joan's. Yeah, you can control, by the way, and it's probably a trap within 30 days is ours, and we have to explain that to Sod. Sounds like a lot of work to put it like that. Post-mortem reports have become quite rote. Sometime later. Prithee, thou must impress upon the illustrious case that wasn't mine idea this time. The cleric stared like a shade towards Sade. Yes, I understand that as well for the 18th time. Masalia was always wearing the same frustrating and compressed smile. The kind of smile that makes people increasingly anxious the longer it lasts. Not like it was about 30 days. Remember, let's see, sparring matters test with our will be happening as well. Great. Let's give it our best. Sinclair mutters in the near whisper, clearly feeling responsible for what happened. Well, I understand I never should have stepped out like that, but yeah, so let's give it our best. I totally agree. We up again. What? Lupus Company is always going to remain here and assist you to acclimatize yourself to the responsibility of the family heart. It's always part of the plan. Well, I'm glad I took Foss' advice to have meticulous planning is completely pointless when it comes to LCB's visions. I never would have submit 9 separate disciplinary report actions back during the Jade ordinance had I known. I believe I should be able to explain this further. Prior to his departure, my lord was concerned that such a thing would come to pass. That is why he left Zilu and I here to look after the new family hierarch's position, which must still be on rather thin lines. Oh, that's why you were probably talking about when he pulled them aside. Doing nothing and allowing her wicked machinations to progress would have made the entire board of directors naught but putty in her hands. And that would have led to the snake to de facto assume the seat of the family hierarchy. Against us as insidious foe, one who wields intrigue with your weapon, most viable strategy is the most direct one, to challenge her head on. Besides, was this not giving you the excuse you need to prolong your company's stay in Dongwon? This is also a prime opportunity for you to further solidify your influence here, depending on the outcome of the vote. It might be played right into our hands by accepting this deal. So, I don't want to rain everyone's parade, but are we not going to consider what might happen if we fail? No, we are not. Because you will not fail. Nobody is aiding your efforts. Because you're not allowed to fail. Also, were you serious back when you said we're all going to teach one? All 12 of us? I don't object to selecting only a few of us with their aptitude to be educators. By the way, we already have an established internal hierarchy based on the sum of each of our abilities. Of course, the results weren't entirely to my satisfaction due to an unexpected incident. Yes, Otis, that's a statement mired in a narrow vision rife with factual refractions. I am in the sense the qualities of a teacher are not defined by such statistics. So, you must be the one who placed the last in that scale. Yes, he did. I don't want to say anything. That's not to say I like Sortha. I may have overacted, but my lord said that for the virtues we may learn to replicate their merits. From the flaws we may learn to avoid their failings. As long as their student is willing to learn, anything can be a teacher. Now, to embrace his teaching from all those we come across. Just what in the heavens are you doing? I'm preparing a lesson plan for young people. Wow, you sure got on fast. Where are these yellow wormy things here? Tis there. There's a star, twinkling in its radiance. According to the schedule you have prepared, the student would have -3 hours available for sleep. This lesson plan's execution will require cooperation from T-Corp. Could be a mistake, most fatal indeed. I shall correct it post haste. Staring at Don Kelly's expression of her wild, artistic marriage of all the curriculum, which her usual crescent moon eyes. Wait, is that supposed to be Zigzag's grimace? Of course, each their own, I suppose. I need not be shaken by every little thing that we have their actual plans in hand. Hey, thanks for playing your favorite. We barely have any of that to go around ourselves, so I understand it could have been easy. You could say I have learned my lesson. The recent events have taught me that the path of learning is truly one without end. That's one way to put it. More. Oh, another student. As you have individually worked on your lesson plans as per Zigong's request? I received a total of 12 lesson plans. Should be 30 even 6 minutes. Because I had to spare the precious time to teach class. Yeah, I handed my lesson plan too. That is because... Oh, you're Zilu. That's you without all your mask and stuff? He has a funny thing. That's interesting. So, who didn't do their homework? After a brief silence, everyone turned around and looked at one of the sinners. It ain't me. Oh, please, at least try to make a compelling argument. Who else would, other than you, could possibly hit me? You, Sink? You've been acting out of character a lot recently. What's going on? Well, that's, I did sweat for some reason. Actually, I see the large stack of AZs filled with writing. Just clear out these papers. Dude, I'm done. Sorry, I got on to making a lesson plan and couldn't stop myself from writing. Claire couldn't have appeared more proudly. Placed a big bundle of sweat-soaked papers into this. And she usually with mild trepidation. You seem to have dedicated quite an enormous effort in drawing up this lesson plan. What's up with? Let's start reviewing from the first of the stack. 108 analytical approaches to it. Astley's AAA. What does AAA mean? And how do you plan to explore all 108 approaches in a month? Appreciating of artistry in associations. You went too far. Right, sorry. Little page, you really what paint did you use? Quite viscous, and the paper is partially melted. Hey, watch yourself. You almost got some on my arm. A paint? See it? Angel's clouding the world? Now you know the word for you. Oh god. Just what the hell did you paint in the paper? Hey, get. Jeez. Stumbled briefly. Whatever was on the paper must have given her quite a shock. My mind wandered for a moment. This is too dangerous to be used as a lesson. Thus, it goes in the discard pile. Weak sauce. Zilu crumpled the paper without us and tossed it outside. Next. Intro into societal reintegration. Impressive title. Chapter 1. How to shake hands with your left hand when the situation calls for it. Chapter 2. Exploration of excessively long sleeves, fashion, and practices. Chapter 3. Projecting confidence and why having a artist only. That's all you know. That's how it is. Be proud of what you are on all the philosophy stuff. One doesn't give a bit of a paradigm shift and come across flaws not as following, but accept evidence of our individuality, which will usher the world where we carry on with it no matter what kind are we. Discard. Next. Intro to the integrative linguistics subheading. Word of power, sticks and bones, stones may break their bones. So let's add words to the pile. My credentials include the ability to dress down an opponent so hard they fall to their knees and beg me to stop. And plans for applications about the lesson you just pertaining to discussing compliments and criticisms vice versa. All of this seems rather difficult to learn. I've concluded from my two observations that Jishun is an interval of great promise in this field. Well, my instructions to Tian can tell you that this cadet shall be able to have the upper hand in any verbal comfort. Is this a curriculum to make the best brawler or the best family hierarch out of me? They seem quite interested, but Justice's vehement veto eventually overruled the suggestion. On Justice, another oh god. Something methodologies of captivate an entire room of preoccupied audience. Discard. Fieldy! Wherefore? Next. Practice of splitting, coloring mirror conflict between the self and the reflections and pairs. Fractured a theory of idealism for which one attempts to open an unopening door. What? Utterly incomprehensible discard. Perhaps this advice to truncate the lesson plan should have been taken in earnest. Survival and exploration. 21 reasons to pay attention when the exploration giving advice on the upcoming adventure. Case study for 30 mistakes that occurred. The team was distracted during the leader's lecture. How to track down a trouble leader tries to sweep trouble under the rug when the LT leader isn't looking. So I'm ignoring my advice. We should keep moving 2 steps ahead. Finally, I've narrowed down to 3 culprits. Wait, I forgot to take that part out. And into the shredder it went. When did the paper shredder get here? The art of using yawning as a cover for popping a cookie or two into your mouth. Especially useful when getting lectured. Hey, if you get good enough at it, you can do it with nuts. So it was you who made those crunching noises that I left it. What? Nah, do you take me for an amateur? The art of social maneuvers. How to let it flow through you. How to not make things awkward when you walk right into someone bad-mouthing you. The most important art... Oh, it's not the most important part. It's a flash refreshing smile the way it looks earnest. It helps when you can convince yourself that smiling brings good fortune. Smiles have a way of disarming you, giving them pause and making them hesitate. I remember that. Big Bird will use that technique to confuse a lot of ongoing people who hate him. I see. Very well, this. Can't quite bring myself to throw this into the shredder. Next, how to remain in complete stillness for a week until the next command is received. This lesson piles with the sign based on Rodian's advice that I must prioritize strengths that are unique to myself. Look, in my defense, I didn't know we consider that easy strength, okay? Let's consider whether they're standing in complete stillness for a week is quality one might seek as a family hierarchy. This one is certainly interesting. What separates bravado and bravery? Yeah, shit, solid crack. Yep. Always gotta read the full print. It's my philosophy. The reason don't necessarily need to be considered before coming to blows. Martial prowess is indeed an indispensable part of the family hierarchy qualities. Our focus is not on developing a hierarchy of a syndicate. Next, affirmation disparity as a driver of inequitable treatment. That's the most interesting sounding one so far. And the application of engineering frameworks. Okay, it's kind of losing, but it's still on board. For systematic resolution in rational self-interest driven societies. Is it still going? That was 1/5 of the title. It seems the sea trouble has hindered both you and I. Every word in the title was added for absolute necessity. Indeed, indeed. So you know it was farming super credit. Okay. He can farm. The thing is, I still need metals to finish off the one I have already, so I'm not too worried about it. Finally, now that that's over, yes, it's true. The clear side with the gravitas of someone who's just been bestowed the most important lessons. Thinking back, wait, what was this? Even back in school, I used to daydream about teaching myself. I thought I could be good at it. So I guess you could say I'm pretty happy to be given an opportunity like this. I call my lesson the theory of self-overcoming. We have to accept that everyone stumbles at first, but always striving to be a better person than I was yesterday. Hey, what if who was I yesterday more? That's okay. Everyone has their own unique potential sleeping deep inside. So, with everything I've learned and experienced today, let me teach you. Let me teach you how to not doubt your own capabilities, how to always shoot higher. Hold on. You had me for a second there. What's up with acting like you're an infinitely more enlightened person than I am? Of course, I've prepared speaking classes where you can learn how to speak with modesty too. I never would have imagined Sinclair would be this into it. Yeah, too bad he's so into it he's not even listening to Xenos. Following that, your company's seems that Zilu has completed her review. Oh, I see. Now, how's everyone going? Class prep going well? My curriculum most special. Okay, so that's a no. That was Sal's impression, but take a quick glance at Don Quixote, who was sobbing and cradling a piece of whatever lesson plan. Well, it wasn't complete, boss. At least, Sinclair's lesson plan survived. Monsieur, I've prepared the 30 days worth of lesson plans. Would you like to take a look? But she weren't looking out the dozen plans, so the plans were probably before theirs. They were looking away. Especially was looking away with an unmistakable expression of pity. So he doesn't know. Would you mind explaining this, Zito? I cannot bring myself to tell him. Apologies. So this young man produced his entire sizable stack of lesson plans all on his own. I say, weakness was found its way into your heart in the face of such earnest effort. I understand. However, it was decided that Sinclair will not be participating as one of Yun's teachers. Or should I call you Pupil Sinclair, to be exact? It's gotta be a mistake. Isn't Yun's wife? No, there have been many mistakes. My lord was specifically instructed that you are to learn from this as well. What? Seriously? Yes. He has to learn as well. This isn't right. Guys, this isn't right. Now this looks like a proper classroom. But I felt kind of pretty dang empty with she's just sitting there on her own, don't you think? Besides, I bet Sinclair was an expert in going to school, so school was a luxury for me, you know? Yeah, maybe, but that doesn't mean I wanted to ever go back to school. You gotta learn to be grateful. I don't do my teachings to just anyone. Don't forget we have to redo the whole lesson plan under their supervision. Otherwise, you always get on your soapbox and try to lecture everyone about something after every single bell anyway. Yeah, you wish, man. You always get hyper fixated on something. Once you get something interesting, she never stops talking about it for 3 hours at least. And I will ensure that you receive the best education I can provide. Hold on. I thought we were the underdog tool. Remember during the checkup I said we got this and we were going to get this together? The evaluator painted a twisted picture of the true scale of the straight, the sole measure of which erroneously relied entirely on physical might. I shall not hesitate to impart knowledge on those who require education. Congratulations, man. You have found yourself a desk mate, which also call a bestie, depending on that. Desk mate, bestie? What the heck does any of that mean? She's whited with confusion. And so she heard first words. When I first met her, when she explained she had any school like it. Correct. This is part of the course for children who were raised the purpose of becoming a family hierarchy. The reason being schools can be the perfect place to assassinate someone. So Deskmate and besties began to seemingly resign to the fact that he was essentially going back to school for a month with the other sinners as a teacher. Usually sit next to each other and help one another out. The bestie might nudge the other awake when they do share their homework with one another if they forgot to do theirs, and eventually end up including the best memories of each other's school time. So not very important at all, huh? I think I got this on my own. I don't need a bestie. You got rejected so hard. It may have come a few years late, but that my lady has had a chance to experience. Same here. I remember it like yesterday. You two would sit and watch the other kids walk to school from a distance, tears welling in their eyes. Dude! Oh, that reminds me. One day, out of nowhere, you started saying something about eating from lunchboxes with friends. I haven't a clue as how or where she heard about it, but she's stuck in the kitchen and... Wait, don't you guys have lesson plans right? Come on, hurry up. 30 days are ticking down. We've only got 30 days. Unfortunately, I've become quite occupied with another task that very important sitting away with indexing and reviewing the various documents with crucial need of organizing. As I must leave the flying task to you two, Zilu and Miss Sonic. Have you any thoughts on this matter? Slacker. That was it. I said nothing. Oh, I like this. I just wish I didn't have to read it all out loud. "30 days of classes." No! Zilu and Zai appeared to have aged several years overnight, their faces sunken in thought. Finally, after forcing the activities and various physical data available to us regarding each center, we have managed to come up with a appropriate curriculum. Apologies. Sleep deprivation has briefed me of clear mind. The path of an educator is truly a grueling one. Marching to battle would be much easier. Yeah, still thanks the Mr. GQ's methodology you shared, we did manage to find a way to make this quite efficient. Efficient, huh? To be a true master, there are dozens, hundreds of virtues one wants to stand master. However, the way in Thursday is that the promise is plausible effort. Thus, we have categorized the countless virtues into 3 sub-categories. They are called... what are they supposed to do? Ji, Yang, and Ren. Z, wisdom. The wise lose neither people nor words. To hold one's silence in need of speech shall cost them people. To speak in need of silence shall cost them words. Original sequence of logic. Yang, courage. The ability to overcome fear, to act decisively. Have too much of it, and risk becoming a brute. Have too little, and risk becoming a craven. It needs harmony and balance. So, we have to go with corporal punishment again. I recall no instance of any discussion regarding corporal punishment. And Ren, humanity. It's the balance of the heart, the compass of behavior that dictates respect towards every human. Well, most of these faculties of the skill are severely lacking in all 3 of your criteria. Just how do you think you're able to teach students anything? Yeah, like a certain someone who needs a lesson in Ren. Are you sure I'm in good hands? Just what the heck am I supposed to learn here? Where's Wei? Mr. Wei and Miss Young are currently quite burdened with handling the monumental task of paperwork. Alright. Mr. Wei wanted me to deliver this message to you. Be strong, my lady. Wei! Despite her protestations, the 30 days of classes commenced. Oh dear. What? I have a weird... Hey, Mrs. Singh, that was all the class I have prepared for today. I've heard plenty of your mirror tech, which makes me wonder. Going by the advancement in the technology, couldn't you have appropriated from a different angle? You know how technologies that's what usually goes. People invent for the sake of creation, only to have their inventions and then be warped, weapons of destruction. Indeed, you show much promise already. As you surprise now, the mirror has, in the past, almost been employed to share possibilities instead of reflecting them. I'm sure that angles most others want to see happen, removal of potential risk, sounds much more probable than potential itself. Some people, after all. Correct, again. Yet, destruction was a word that bore too much suffering for my heart, my soul. Egress from it was abandoned for my quondam fellows and my work, making myself a fugitive from the past. How did you bring yourself to just abandon? I conversed. With who? With myself, that lies within me. As you're aware, the mirror reflection extends beyond the veils of our own reality. It reflects the potentialities, the latent strength, and the world. Yet, even among the reflection of the greatest importance is that of the self. But not the innumerable worlds of the mirror enchant your gaze. First, one must direct their studies inward to reflect upon oneself. By looking into the mirror. You're brown. Now, if you're prepared, do explain what you see in the mirror. You needn't hesitate. For some reason, he appeared to hesitate before the mirror. Hey, you know, it's been a while since I looked in the mirror for so long. Like, do you recall Susan, of the Shi family, who contacted you for a meeting? You know, the guy who said he was gonna show me a precious flower that blooms only at night? Remember that you were beaming against me going out here, so I stayed inside. Whatever kind of flower it was. Don't tell me you're actually looking forward to meeting it. Oh, of course not. You were wise to stay inside. It was revealed that you weren't the only person who was a bioman. The bioman had hired a group of savages to ambush the meeting spot, and would have been waiting there to spring the trap had you gone. But apparently he was outplayed and had his limbs and head torn out as punishment. Or relief, isn't it? I guess? I'm glad you didn't go away. You were right. If only you had the Wu branch under your control. Stop it. You're free to move on from that, remember? You don't have to talk about it. I was brushing my hair and looking in the mirror as we were talking, but realized I no longer recognized the girl in the mirror. I don't know why, but I just found it so hard to meet her eyes. But I brushed it off because I had to. An experience like that was going to become a common occurrence anyway, and the family hierarchy was always looming on the horizon. Perhaps what you felt then a bit shame, but it was paramount to face oneself in that need. Especially so if it was. It's Claire, what did you see? I see. Well, I just see myself smiling. I don't see what's out of the ordinary. It seems like Claire really didn't bring himself to face the mirror. Excuse me. Hey, after all we discussed, I think I understand something now. Now that I've had some quiet time looking at my reflection, I think I uncovered a part of myself I've had hidden away for a long time. The very precious time learning to converse with my inner self. Learning how to be more true to myself by looking into the mirror. I asked my first rule of the rest of the world. Okay. Tis true that a station of teaching is prone to imbue one with a sense of bashfulness. We both was at with a bit of apprehensions as well. Which is understandable given so I told them beforehand some time before the lesson started. Some time ago. Otis, who'd been layering daggers at Don Kelly for quite and invited to the voice her doubts. So what is Don Kelly that one's supposed to teach? Have you not considered that her usual fluency might not only cause more trouble than it's worth? You worry too much, Otis. While she may not look at Don Kelly as growing well versed in those adventure tales, and why would that matter? Have you yourself considered that fixtures often appear when history is in the making? Let us see here. It only took a second to savor the moment as though she had been preparing for her life. Amongst the greatest fixtures whose iron names were engraved in barely. Let us commence with the tale of the picture you fake. The tale beginning within the year, sometime later. Are you done? Just how can she continue to talk of this? She's going on for ages. That's come at the time for the test site dedication to the class, and knowledge that should naturally come with it. A pop quiz, if that will. Wouldn't you even have time to prepare this? No bots. Thank you. I can assure thee, it is a quiz of entirely reasonable difficulty if thou hast paid attention in class. Worry thee not. Does this pop quiz have prizes? Aha! But of course, I have prepared for such an inquiry. For each correct credit I shall bestow upon thee from the very treasure chest of mine. These precious fixture badges, forsooth. I did not let a single day go by which I did not polish each and every one of them on 3 separate occasions at the very least. No, I don't really need them. Hold thine applause, for there is a bonus reward for victory. By the end of this match, carries more badges. Thou shalt obtain the role to play as the hero playing of my making Fixture Chronicles Yui Fei. This is the opportunity of life. This is not really, it's not going to do anything for either of us. It's still a pretty useless war, but you're turning this to the competition. I won't. Seriously? What? You scared to lose in history or weekly or something? Ha! I'll have you know that I was the teacher's pet in every single history class I took. That's not something to brag about. I'll have you know that I was at no match. I was showered with praise from every master I ever had. Okay, that's how you want to play it. I'll have you know that I was a prodigy in the great art classes, grading math. I was just being home because I didn't want to steal your thunder. Oh, then let me tell you that I was trained by a master of at least 10 different disciples every day. And on one of those days, you know, my master told me, he said, it's like Benjamin was finally getting a feel for how friendship close to your forged in school. That's good, no matter how excellent her masters. where there were some experience you just can't learn from teachers. And yeah, I TikTok to response. Is year 505. What is the sure communicate sentences with most illustrious battle of partaken in? Allow me to part 3. Nature, without pay attention as I close upon the pipe in which the news I was mentioned. This would not be a difficult question to answer. The normal fixer of the cerulean heaven who attained triumph in the battle of, I don't know, 3 in the year 465 hath what the most ordeal she had faced in her career. About when she had to forge onward, despite watching her dear comrades fall one by one as she held the line to buy her time. Ah, damn it, I was too slow. B, young G1, that's normal fixer of cerulean is required to have tested. The worst ordeal in her career was when she was forced to stand before her enemies with hair that was not luscious, as the supply line breakage caused her legendary discovery of new trivial summons to cease. What thou hast suggested, young Shid, was her 17th most difficult ordeal. She's speaking like she was actually there. Probably was. My impression of the is quite understandable, for I have trained in the ways of vividly regaling these tales, but most of these tales I have learned from books. Much I appreciate the opportunity to regale these tales to such audience, enough to study the ways of mistress. There's a look of pride in her twinkling eyes. That's completely disheartening. You further breathe at one point. So we get morale back and stuff. What was the secret technique Admiral Fixer Lysander employed in the religious case of the Faith Force? Speak its name in full. God, it's a summer night fantasia. Yet I cannot let it pass such an unmoved retelling of the ultimate move. Hardly could one internalize the true noble spirit of Fixer. Oh gosh. Hold on a minute. No serious figures about simply reciting it with such empathy. Thou must recreate the exact pose and the enunciation. Are you kidding me? Come on, you can do this. Do this. This is nothing. The men sun night shall devour thee whole. Summer night fantasia. I did not say it was quite spark. Speaking on the word illustrious, let that was sufficient courage. That's this badge. I grow tired. Just how much longer are you planning to drag this on? Inspired the hero and declared, I shall tear this evil storm asunder and find a place for this blade at the center of thy heart. Dante, lights, left side. Gotcha. They were watching together. Where's the play? Wiper. Bravo! My details were missed. Gee. We're getting a little bit too into this. What's left hand and then playing with the lighter in his left pocket before each still. Yet 'twas a wonderful reenactment indeed. I have no other critique to impart upon thee. When faced with great adversity in thine adventures, rekindle the memory of you, the Fixer's final duel. Remember it well. Thus cometh to an end the lesson of today. Huh? It was just for a moment, but I was thinking of starting to get it. I get why she's obsessed with pictures. Badly clutched hands were badges against her. Same adventures. You can gain 6 max HP. Okay. Combo. There's the combo. There's combos. Oh wait, so doing this buffs her. Where she has to do the fight. Oh god. Okay, let's try it. Boom. This is a component part taken from the structure that forms a support. This may prove the opportunity to conduct an in-depth analysis of the nature of the former 8-corp singularity, which has been enduring for such a long time. You kind of like upbeat today in this loss. Indeed, an opportunity to study old H-group singularities is not one that comes often. As there are potential for integration in the softly, I have made him request a simple part of the bus engine, but was denied. A shame. Aren't you the one who built the softly though? Softly is indeed business work, but not all of it was mine. If it is possible, the FOSS may never reveal every small detail that went into its creation. I very much enjoy a chance to completely assemble it, even its engines, so that could be reassembled with my own hands. Sure. It's like with Legos. It's some skills I just to recreate the model of the machine. And it blew up in her face. Neat. So that's how it works. I think didn't think it was how I was gonna get to learn about the old H. I didn't think I could do much against reconstruction right now, but this knowledge will certainly come in handy one day for me to gradually dismantle this and quit this thing. The 8-1 can be a place where people can live without the fear of the approaching reconstruction dates. He was obsessively counting the rooms to see if they'll fall or not. The home can be a place where you can sleep with promise to sleep tomorrow. I'm sure you'll fall off. Oh, and I learned a lot during this lesson too, Miss Fussell. Bang. The voltage must have been set too high. Repeating the experiment with a different combination of fuse some wires. That was supposed to be a lesson somewhere in there, right? Somewhere in there. This man laying there stuff. Just completely absorb things in, because that makes their morale go up, and I like morale. Notice flash resistance. Okay. Unlike some other classes, which are more about upbeat things, the rooms there felt grim and solemn as soon as someone saw that Gregor had written on a chalkboard on war. Using a wing war leaves a much larger, longer-lasting impact than some medium-sized enterprise closing up shop. We might be too talkative, but we came pretty darn close to one recently, didn't we? We were wearing close and so large-scale breaking out would absolutely would have happened if Mr. Hoon had failed to finish her ascension. It would have been spread like wildfire, too. So, my class is going to be exactly what happens when the war... Oh. This piece of chalk slipped from Gregor's fingers that went to scribble something on the board. His left hand was trembling until the room's temperature had plummeted only for him. And, I said, God, excuse me, is it okay if I smoke? Go ahead. You good? Well, when I get a chance to share the realities of war to a right-wing executive officer's face, huh? The moments that you just don't come off your skin, no matter how hard you scrub at them. Hey, take a break if you need. I'm going to listen to every word you have to say, no matter how long. Man, I do appreciate that sentence. Well, still though, I can't dilly that when she's got other stuff, huh? So let's take a look at how things were at the very beginning of the week. And that's why the smoke roads warfronts were most characterized by transport. No one wanted to risk fighting in concrete jungles that would be surrounded by enemies at all times, so someone tried to draw each other out in the open and essentially turn into trench warfare. Of course, every wing has a different singularity, so this isn't really applicable to all cases. It's just the former G-Corps found fat planes easier to maneuver in. I feel like Hong would make pretty good use of Hong, especially with the internal charter concept around. No, I knew it was very well. Exactly. You should explain why they were hesitating outside. Remember the thumb fellas, the ones that met we were going in circles? But to on how the Heysel all utilized the topography of Tuonga. And the outsider were get a read on how one of the branches maneuvers wrong, as long as the 12 brothers are standing, one is inaccessible. Well, despite going into all of that, we all know what the best answer in all warfare is: not having war in the first place. And I'll be honest, I can't stop thinking about some of the stories you've been telling us. Can't even imagine what it would have been like to not only witness it, but go through all. You did visit your fathoms rigger, but that wasn't even the tip of the iceberg. It was devoured in smoke, its citizens, and man. He always shrugged out these stories as ramblings of the past, but during the war, he stood in the center of a heartless machine that was the city. Its every gear calibrated to slaughterhouse precision to maximize the death of its people. There, he must have witnessed things far worse than this worst city presently had to offer. His eyes gazed beyond the veil of gone past, shaking relentlessly in pursuit of what was no more. Oh boy, sorry Phil, I got carried away lamenting what happened. I forgot this was supposed to be classroom. I'll be sure to prep something more useful next time. No, everything you told me really solidified my resolve. This chaos within needs to come to an end soon, unless something so horrible come to happen. I'm heading to my next class. Wait for me. Even after 2 sisters left, Gregor lingered in that room for lighting up cigarette after cigarette without racing while he rolled on the chalkboard. Smoke filled the room. He left only after almost emptying the entire pack. That's not good for you. But you can probably get new lungs in this place. And the tech blew up in her face. Gain 1 defense level. Bonus improved. Okay, so we have that. Do this again, then we'll come back to how are classes going, Zijun? I'm not you, big bro. I pay attention in class. Oh, hello, Miss Daniel. She was really insistent in helping me out, even though I refused because she looked preoccupied. When I found out the contents of this lesson, I simply could not allow him to do this alone. Looks like it's going to be another serious class. Apologies for the delay. Greetings. Value of the Lin family for an extensive greeting to the Venerable High. Been a while since I heard that greeting around here. Wait. What about Miss Sis Boat? Voucher. Are you sure it's okay for doing that bodyguard? I'm no longer employed in this field's bodyguard. Wait, don't tell me you got everything I did that day, including company, was under Miss Chai's order. As for why she no longer needs my services, I don't understand my She's not let me go after trouble was over. So, what's there for you to teach me, big bro? Your last lesson was not making things awkward. You got beat by Zilu, so you taught me a thing or two if we were kids, but come on, you spent most of your time stuck in Guangguan before leaving home. I don't know, you could probably have to teach me. No worries. This is one of the things I'm pretty good at. My lesson for there is it's clear need. I don't even know about surviving Hongguan. Oh well, I don't think I need any help in that part. Look, I know you've had your share of assassination, big bro, but Via Mu, I mean the previous hugger than others, Shaver sheltered you from the worst of it. He's not wrong. Back when we had to fight our way through the bunch of sweepers, weren't you also one of the handful who got assassinated? Oh, that. I was wandering the hallways because I felt like something was off about my room. Until Dante told us to go back to our rooms, of course. Wait, it was my fault? You do have some intuition, I'll give you that. Looks like I'm going to have to prove myself. Now, would you mind repairing the thing? You have my own faith, but please do practice caution. Suddenly I appeared with 4 bowls, swishing with teeth, sprinkling some powder into one of them. What's that? That's powder's wolf thing. I see where this is going. You're going to teach me how to tell which of the bullets contain poison, right? You can stop now. I learned to recognize it was poison like wolf blooding when I was 7. If it was something as tame as what you are suggesting, I would not have been here to accompany him. So to drink his powder into 2 more bowls, Hung Lu, who was watching with an oddly contented expression, closed his eye. Please mix them. Sorry. Oh, wait, what? And as soon as swapped around the bowls, he stood back at home with 3 silver spoons. These were custom, made by Jan's request. A must-have for they can detect non-sulfuric poisons as well. Yeah, I know they're actually what? It's nothing. In Hongwon, these were beset by threats of assassinations from all directions. Modulon is enough to save you. The heck are you? But Hongwon before Gina can finish her sentence. Then he throws the silver roses in his hand like spinning pins towards 3 of the bowls. Immediately chugs the 4th bowl, which he hadn't thrown a spoon in at all. Holy crap, you barely even checked them for. Jiren's is always delicious, even when cold. The 3 spoons have testily slowly melting away before becoming tarnished black. You supposed to poison food to mess through your mouth? People like to be thorough with the poison drawing. Since everyone's been trained for immunity since childhood, you have to make a mixture of various poisons that rarely have effect. Fine, I don't even want to argue. What's your secret? I want to know too. Do they sound different or something? I just went with my hunch. Just a hunch? How are we supposed to learn that? We're not Heathcliff, so you're gonna get the hang after it after a few tries. I'll help you out. Shall we give a 2 ball? Like, I see. You said you avoided what felt wrong with a hunt. You were identifying a threat by reading the room and connecting with your using this things just to clue you in. Oh, this is how you might survive. Let's give it. I know that the adepts of each hill will come to your aid with a flick of your wrist. I know that your resident Yuan will be engineered by the best craftsmen to become a fortress stocked to the brim with kinds of usables to spread your life. Even so, there will come a day when you start to feel this creeping sensation whose origin you can't identify. When it comes, I hope you won't brush it off, but remember nothing. During her expression told me she was glad to see. Yay, we learned things. Now we're... Every 6 days you will be subject to midterm judge. Falcon has been prepared to take your exam size only pass and test me. Retain your sass on that. Oh, don't worry yourself for much. You sound like you're a You'll pass these tests as long as she's been diligent. No, it's... I hope I can survive until she returns. It seems that way that rather funeral voice wasn't just out of his concerns for these two. Are you sure you're okay? I can't escape. Even reading the finished rolls of paper cascading over me like a storm burying me. Feel yourself. There are no... For that was no dream at all. In fact, never once had I seen paperwork trained in the art of airwalking until now. What? They're talking about doing paperwork. I must be severely sleep deprived. Looks like we're not the only ones going through the ring. We must fight. I think this was that one person. Yeah, you're one of the she-boys. Finally, I had hoped to fight you in the family hired for. Yeah, if you'd run into me then. Isn't this supposed to be a sparring match? Why does it sound like you have a personal grudge against me? No, it's nothing at all. Why in the world will I ever hold a grudge against you? Joseph and I couldn't be any clearer. And everyone even remotely connected to all this much was dragged away and put under investigation. And hey, guess what? They dragged away half of my family, which means more room for me. I really should thank you, right? Honestly, why don't you just declare war against the Shi family at this point? Wouldn't that be much easier? War's not easy. It never is. What are you on about? It's not something we should be talking so lightly about, even as a joke. Your family was arrested because they are under surveillance investigation for treason against Dongwon. If there isn't, I'm sure they'll be released soon enough. I know it's pretty much a given that they'll all be ruled as guilty, regardless of whether they really happened. I can't even pay them visit because you've hidden their cells all over Hong. They're not hidden. All loading cells in Hong have always been designed to move around in short intervals. You know, that does seem like the kind of design that would lead people to make unfortunate assumptions, though I'm sure the initial purpose was to prevent escapes. I recently gained a better understanding of so I'm planning to change our policy so the prisoners still on trial are allowed to have fixed locations. Seriously, I was lucky enough to have a few excellent classes recently. I managed to reflect upon myself a bit too. You did change a little. Still, you better not expect to go easy on me. I'm not I got my own things to take care of. Good. Come on, let's do this. Many illustrious fixtures in the past have said that not but this my regiment waits unjust victories. This is sweet. But it's fun. Wave 1! Oh, I don't actually get the... She kind of does her own thing. I just have to clean. Wow. Feel like I'm doing good with Musei. Good for you. You won. Now it's not going to be not looking you out of here. You lost most of your clan during the time of war, didn't you? Yeah, so what? Are you calling me a penny? Yeah, you will. And I'm sure that's what I look like to you. Too. I don't want your... Sorry. Every clan member who died in the invasion to have died for nothing. If I show a weakness, that means I'm making everyone who participated in the evaluation look weak. So I'm going to win. I'm going to win without the soil my predecessors have left behind. Because their legacy was unjustly nourished by the blood that adheres upon itself. G. Hirazan. You are tenacious, determined, and strong-willed. That must be why everyone stood by you. Down to last man. You know my name? I do. What do you think? Will I make them sing your name in glory for the remaining history of Hongwan? Yay, I get to learn stuff. Heard you managed to come out top in your first fire match. Congrats, thanks. I gotta admit, your classes are definitely coming in handy. I like your attitude. Well, shall we take a look at what I prepared for you? You're teaching about exploring, huh? Going to be an indoors class? Yep, exploring. Where should I get? It's a very big... Free soloing to the top of the highest building in Huang, surviving 10 days in Huang back streets with only 3 items. I had plenty of ideas, but most of them got denied. And rightly so. That's when I realized exploring isn't limited to the ventures in the physical space. A few weeks ago. So I'm just here to fill in since the game needs a certain number of players, but really, can you really call this table game an adventure? Yes, in games of make-believe, any simulacra can be made as real as, what a move. Oh, nice, I'm gonna roll for damage. Yes, that absolutely pummeled the Gorgon beast of thy fireball self, rendering it most crispy. It was a formidable foe that was wonderfully executed. Huh? Really? They played D&D or something. And that's how you came up with it. I play a few other games, but this is new to me. I'm still pretty new in general, I guess. This is called Gene Jones. It's probably game on Hungry's Youth. It's got really positive reviews too. But these films are proudly presented before the two appear to be a board game with numerous cards and minifigures. Okay, so what do we do with the Rule number 1. The most experienced player among those gathers becomes the JM. Journey Master. Journey Master designs the story around the player's choices, gets the stage for what happens, and generally helps players safely arrive at their goal. That's why the most experienced takes it. Yeah, they're playing D&D. Which would be me. With dex, strength, dex, each character seems to be have stats which looks just have to pick from the pre-made character for this one, so I'm supposed to play. Pick up the cards with confusion clear in their eyes. Yes, arrived at the great city of Jiangyun, a place known to be the gathering hub for all kinds of influential people. We travel here in search of a legendary treasure called the Taiwan Sword. So why are we looking for the sword? No, that's because, well, there's a gentleman and how the sword of... Right, the Taiwan Sword is the only way to quell the chaos in these lands and bring peace to the people. And also, well, how having a sword is the proof the true leader of these lands and so forth and so on, you know. Stuttering because she has to make up shit on the fly. I see, so this must be in a lot of trouble too. Even affected the oddly familiar setting of the story, you know, not something without noticing anything else to rumbling through the, you know, this point is in the divine sword. I will claim the sword, no matter. No odds with determination. When the rumors you've gathered, it seems that the Kazan Keep might have heard of the whereabouts of the sword. What will you do? Chat them up and gain us. Are you sure? Remember, your wisdom is certainly relevant, which means you'll find it hard to form even the simplest sentences. Why have I found a way to get the kid's trust that doesn't involve sweet talk? I do have the pretty high strength stat, which would give me access to certain material advances provision that doesn't require skill in speechcraft. So hold on. I'll try to convince the keep. I think if I got use it, my wisdom is pretty high. And you pass the check. He even looks at you, having lowered his guard. No, not you, Sinclair. He's pretty wary of you. And I'll just stay out of the corner over there and she's like, and play around with it a bit. That's what it expects me to do anyway, isn't it? You're just role-play geek now, aren't you? Okay. Shares his her. He explains that the party should ignore towards Yinzin what's this? Tears begin to well and tears continues. Probably a patrolling guard be his son pretty bad just for loitering around the guard. The wound is pretty severe, so he needs medicine, but he can't seem to find any. That's too bad. We've got a job to do. Since we have what we came for, we leave the son. Well, that may... I'm supposed to interfere with the choice. Let's be honest. I would have made the same choice, but you can't stop and help. Little psychos when the whole story's got to go through. No, we're not leaving. I'm going to give him that mess. What? After a few various trials and son, who unfortunately was able to recover, here's your story. Hesitant and seriously enough. Talking about the fairy Yao Guai, guardians. Explains the fairy ghost power grows under bright moonlight. Hold on. Isn't it moonlight? Isn't it full moon right now? Then we should be able to guys work. Hearing that, think your son takes a quick look at it, kind of tells you it might be for about a week. But we help now. Here we go. You're gonna have to roll a 50 on. Yep. Well, the fairy runs up the stairs in a bit. And this can, however, he had buried when the fire seemed dead. He was pulled the sword from the ground. No! Quickly get it. If that crit is going to be pretty deadly, even for. See if you can make a vision save one and another one. Nope, it's a critical fail. It's okay. Sinclair falls to the ground, breathing persistently for the grave wound, lies still as well. Paul fetches his strength and leaves. Go on without me. Take the sword, go to the village. The leader they need this. No, the sword would do nothing without my adventuring buddy. I went back to carrying him on my back. Won't leave him behind this. That's your choice then. The bleed stops as soon as you wrap him up. He's pretty sick, just, you know. Like, well, killed by as healthy as. Oh. On your feet, Sinclair, you're gonna get out of here. Grab on my shoulder. That's it. Hey, June, look over. Help save those who come up and look at us. And assemble all along in effort. Real success. I feel like they overtook the class at some point along the way. Uh, hmm. Okay, morale. Oh, he gets morale. Okay. In regards to every activity, involvement of unnecessary emotions and personal judgment is to be wasteful. I'm going to need you to elaborate on that. Then I will share an excerpt of Sinclair's exchange with the manager 32 days ago. Begin quote. Huh? 32 days ago? What? Excuse me, Dante. I'm sorry to ask you this, but most of us are fatally wounded, so can you please shoot a clock just one more time? End quote. Unnecessarily interjections weighed down your request. Oh, that's pretty bad. I like her. Did I really say that? It's a waste of time to involve emotions when delivering unfavorable news. The same message could have been delivered with merely 2 words. We failed. That was immense field practice. Do not ask me a single question for the next 5 minutes. Well, sure, that seems easy, huh? William or Salt will cry as he closes his chest to the floor. Are you okay? Salt? His eyes snapped on. Path failed. 5 minutes have not passed. You're cheating. This reminds me of the incident Claire had so desperately wished to hide. What? The what you wish to what? Despite your belief that one would ever find out your secret, there was one person who got to the bottom of the incident. Come on, just what did you see? Failed again. He's like, he's trying, class over. Trying to teach you things and you're not attention. And I got a new combo. That's neat. Sweet. Tangent. Today's lesson will cover intelligence acquisition. In other words, Ben, you will learn how to gain information from people. Yeah, I'm pretty good at that. You just have to turn them to your side by being generous with your spending, by setting a good example of superior intelligence to foolishness. Huh? This is among the worst strategies I've had the displeasure of hearing. Do you see how wasteful it is to spend the military budget? How wasteful it is to spend such precious time trying to butter them over? The most efficient means of attention to torture. Torture? Huh. I'd say that's the worst of it. If I ever had the displeasure of hearing, I try to not waste my time striking something to others. If you end up actually killing them, foolishness, foolishness. Please, can you stop saying the word? How simplistic and disappointing. Your matching falls short if all you think is when they hear the word torture. Then, this unit. This isn't exactly military. Then, this Huang may indeed be beyond your ability. Very well, I'm waiting. Get along with your lesson. Which of choose. The most effective method of torture isn't physical. Things like waterboarding, electrocution, all are inferior. Today we'll learn the torture of language. With this method, we always find the answer you want. Use speechcraft to entrap their mind and slowly constrict around them. Oh, and let them take brief sighs of relief every time you give an answer. That, cadets, is what you will be learning today. Take your positions, cadet. No, with her source fine one. Okay. Feel improve. Gain 1 level. Okay. It's time for the mid-perb. And we are fighting. As you do your best not to late. He's always been our family's greatest shame. Hey, watch yourself. Haven't you learned not to underestimate the family underdogs? What? Oh, you don't know? You see, I managed to talk Chi Husen into, you know. What? No, it can't be. You have spilled the beans on my parents. Ah, my men are already on their way. How could you know about it was block 32? I've been hiding spot there. Oh, so it's block 32. Did you just? I did, huh? That was what years there was us during class. I've heard story of how you've changed. I didn't know you had changed in such a heartless one. Say something, damn it. But just, they're completely expressionless and... Oh, I see. You won't be shaken by silly things like this. Is that it? That may befit he as a hierarch. However, who responds with silence to their inferiors, a leader who considers them only disposed tools will be on the front. Alright. As soon as I let someone so uncalled such a user senior.
조금씩 아픔. 다른 누구도 아닌 나 자신을 들여다봐야 해. 망설이지 않고 한 번.
I have won! Again. No. Damn it. I was so close. Did you ever really take the time to think that might happen if Big Sister 1 actually gained control of Hong 1? Sure, it's going to be all buddy-buddy at first. She's going to acknowledge the authority of the board of directors, butter you up, constantly for effort. But soon you're going to see the people from their nest coming in and taking up administrative positions under the guise of advisors. And the small families and clans are going to suffer first. And when that time comes, I bet you'll be saying the same thing then. I was so close. It's going to be a while before other members of the families are let go. You already know this. They committed treason, thinking they were backing off of Big Sister Yuan's forces. When in reality, she was already discarded them before it began. She's made sure that nothing about this was going to stick to her. Now, let's think about this carefully, about Yuan's vision of Dongguan. Will it be more H Corp or Q Corp? I see the point you're making, but you're not giving us any reason to trust you either. What guarantee do I have that you won't just toss us aside when we're... So, about that hiding place where you put your parents, you just actually let slip up. I know their whereabouts for a while, actually. My hate show had identified the location long ago, but I didn't do anything because there wasn't evidence that pointed to your parents' involvement. Is that true? Just how low is your opinion of the hierarchy? Big Sister One made a big show of her own influence at the assembly, but I have a tight control of the hate show of the family hierarchy. But I thought you were arresting every member of the Sheep family without even questioning. What was it again? That leaders must take good care of those who are in the same boat as them? Why would the hierarchy go after arresting innocent people of H-Corp left and right, unnecessarily making them more enemies of themselves? I sure don't plan on doing that. Ooh, oh, it's her. Taking care of taking care of children? Are you? You don't know what these other ones are going to be, though. But for now, picture now. Keep things even. BKDWK, yeah. Teaching kids to deal with kids, yeah, she says. Looks like your manager's not the only one who needs a translator. I would like to teach a particularly bloody class, but the AL Black Hair discarded my lesson plan. Yeah, no, I don't think your lesson plan would have flowed even if Zila wasn't here, artless or otherwise. In today's class, I'll sync if you're a UA. What? But I'll scan if you're a UC. I'll snap your neck completely if you're an unruly adult. But I'll soothe coax neuter if you're an unruly child. You guys rehearse for this or something, or am I getting pranked right now? No, not at all. Just looking at evaluate the context, and there you have it. What context? What complex am I supposed to evaluate? Let the art do the talking. MTL kids. Yeah, there's much to learn. Class is about to get. Bring your class materials, attendant. The class material is a little kid. They brought a child from the Wang family. Why is there no wait? What? You brought who from the what family upon whose orders? Too many travel restrictions here, so I borrowed the rich kids attended. You've been riding her along to get you to places, huh? No, I mean, what do you mean you brought a kid on my order? You know, stuff there, so you'll open the door to clear out the smoke and dust off her clothing 2 times only. Fast. Kid's kind of trembling and anxious looking. I extend my greetings to the vulnerable hierarch. The kid's scared out of his mind. Memories of childhood are important. They're the experience that shape your future. Observe and learn. What's up with you acting serious all this? Do I agree that child? My memories of Big Brother are moving on. You heard nothing. Point is, I'm kind of approachable to kids that might help prevent a lot of potential future conflicts. So you've got your work cut out. Children are very extremely wary of anyone who's not their immediate family. Even worse, you pretty much tricked that kid using my name. He must be terrified. Now you mentioned his parents must have given him a whole lot of warnings too. Yeah, I'll give you a demonstration. Behold. Memories. That is weird. Oh wait, so with these two, Stan and Stan, huh? He's really taking liking here. But smoking's still bad, so no. Yeah, she wouldn't stop crying until you tried to get him to calm down. So how'd she even do that with her hands? Not even masters of martial arts moves like that. Or she was practically giving him no time for any other distractions, or even the moment to cry. She was taking good almost every. He was employing all kinds of tag, including but not limited to ventriloquism, hangju, traditional Hanyuan toy, band tricks, sugared fruits, and eventually, don't pull too hard. The child ended up piggybacking around it. The fear he showed earlier gone without trace. Never managed to go through would get this beat. Then with the exact same pressure was gently caressing them. Well, to be more correct, she was giving him a gentle pat. But I think I get it. Strong hesitation, I guess, isn't the best way to go about it. Was worried is telling understand what kind of person I am. Kid's really on the edge for his age. I'd start frowning, but whether he suspected that I was lying or something, he needed to get back in being in guard. It's also because he's a non-kid. He'll survive as long as they're not quick on the uptake. From a heart, may I ask? Yes. Well, asking's free, but I gotta tell you, I'm going to depend on what you're about to ask, whether I can help you or not. Wrong move, but say all when TWDT, you don't get the accuracy of sufficient backward. Susan grabbed the child's shoulder, brought him before her, then in her usual curtness, spoke precisely 2 words to the confused child, which seemed to do the trick. Speak. My big sis said the family hardware where I can finally play tons with friends, but their parents told them to stay because it's too dangerous. Because you're the biggest and baddest of Hungwang Mineral. Ask if you can make going hunting, but I want to play with them. Gotcha. I'll review your system positively. Said she'll totally make that happen. After Jen guided the kid out of the room, I found Jen whispering something to herself. You got a lot on play team with this restructuring days, Mona. I'm just going to try and improve the safety. But anyway, whether he asks me to or not. The kid to go around working on a place that he doesn't need to be afraid of outside. Oh. Those two was a short flame or another two. It's kind of weird. I'm kind of wondering if I'm supposed to. It is interesting. So. These two. So we have, no, this raises morale, okay. We're gonna see if I can find more combos. You know something? Everyone can hit hits with eyes on eyes even before they talk. So you better pay attention to what their eyes are saying. They're playing mahjong. Great, that's really great, but I don't know. I kind of feel like I was the subject to be talking, especially when you're sitting around a gambling. Be clear. Given the time limit, this has just happened to be the fastest and clearest method of demonstrating what training your abilities to control your emotions. I swear I had no ulterior motives. I was practically forced to do this. Not really. Not way stuck glaring at us like that and join us at the table. I'm only briefly blazing later to pick up some paper. As there's so much work to be done, I'm leaving in no time. Come on, guy. You know this game needs 4 players. I refuse your invitation. I must say it's ridiculous of you the first one to partake in today's activity. But asked you to invite me as well. Oh, so you think you don't have a chance? Wow, I thought you were better than me at this game. Fine, I get it. Don't play a game you don't have a snowball chance of winning. It's a good philosophy. I subscribe to it. You think your shallow, obvious attempts to guide me to play a game will work? Huh? What? Sorry? Scruff say what? And he was brought into the game. The way joined the table. Alrighty, the lesson's pretty straightforward. You'll truly work together and ensure that I don't win this game. In other words, make sure I'm not number one by the end of it. Well, that seems he should have said that. But be warned, I have a special power to read the mind into your minds without hearing even the word out of your mouth. Let me give you a demonstration. You see, yes, Sinclair, I can see the corners twitching while your eyes are suspiciously wandering over there. You're looking for a pain, aren't you? Oof, and G to you. And you want Dawn, style I've got. Now I know to never even describe this stuff. How do you even know? Honestly, it would have been tougher for us not to know. You can't let yourself be anxious, sure, but don't ever let it peek through. You can let yourself be anxious. The moment someone smells your weakness, you're going to eat you right up. No way, you? Using the blade of your glasses to hide your eyes. This isn't going to be easy. Your greatest mistake was allowing me to see this table. I already know the ready hand you've got there. Oh, you do, not bad. But you're just as much as an open book, my guy. You just need the zong, don't you? Sorry, not sorry. You're not getting the tile because it's not there. Look, mostly them fighting. Gang. I see, you called gang. Well, so you can claim the zong, which was the rumor tile, didn't you? Does that by chance imply that you found another location of every tile in this game? Nah, no way. I still have the Sixth Sense vibe for red. Very well. Never once did I think I'd step back in the dark world of shadows, but... very well. Then I'll be setting this fool aside, and... I'm impressed. They're way too intense, can hardly get involved. This is supposed to be for a class, right? Melly, the parts of the movement should not be overstated. I see, you swapped out your hand already, didn't you? What do you think? 300 tiles in a row, because you've got some neat luck too. Very well, I'll have to wager this one suit. Ooh, I won. Hoo. That's his hand. Your downfall was right in the moment you forced me to discard Zong. Darn, I lost that, huh? Well played. You see that, Melee? My apologies for display of Melee. I will bring some tea. There's a room source. Huge success to the next class, huh? Comedy duo. Pretty interesting. Hopefully I'm doing right. Good. Oh, it's you. Heard from Big Bro that you sent your coins to Big Brother, too. Every hand once circulates. Once the circuit goes around and around until it eventually returns to the original owners. Heard that some of the way may help with removing the foreign powers from here. Why? Well, I wanted to prevent this place from being robbed blind. I live here, you know. This is where my wealth lies. Well then, can I ask for your public support? Oh, I would applaud your audacity in thinking someone who just gave Moon would be asked for the stars as well. Everyone and their mother knows, though, in whose hands true political power hung alive right now. That in mind, let's say I do announce my public support. I'm not going to have a voice to speak with mine by the time the powers that are done with me. Look, if Big Sister truly believes that I'm not fit to be her, then I'll have to remove myself from power. But she's filled by a quick work. Do you seriously believe she has best interests in heart with all the conspiracies she's been weaving on their surface? All those business deals and clearly skewed policies? I do not. But if you're going to present yourself as an alternative, then you have to be someone concrete enough to rely upon. Let me just say that about the half of the board's directors' votes may as well be considered abstaining. They're keeping their silence because they're afraid of, you know. So, your remaining task is to avert those silent voices in your faith. Oh, not shaken by that, huh? I thought you'd get lost and wandering in your eyes. I guess I'll have to work on my poker face. No, most people would have failed to pick that up. You've certainly changed since the evaluation. Your girl shows a lot of promise. Maybe that's why he had his coins over to you. I guess that's not the only thing he has overseas. I'll use tomorrow. Anyway, I should probably do as I'm told for now. My cousin will be your opponent. I won't accept your heart just yet. Fight me and prove that you're better than I am. Oh yeah, the other guy doesn't fight. He does the smart things. If they ever.
최고의 방책은 전쟁이 일어나지 않게 하는 것. 봉황의 날개처럼. 조금씩 앞으로. 다른 누구도 아닌 나 자신을 들여다봐야 해.
What? You have something to say to my face? Yeah. Don't give my little brother your crap. Your little brother? You know what I'm talking about. Do you have any idea of the mess you left behind when you yoinked that kid away? That busket kid was it. You better even hold onto your seat. You're about to lose anything. You have to go to give him false hope. Oh, it's all politics to you, but kids really do believe. You know. I heard that kid that you seem to be relying upon hearing what I said. Told him you were happy to wants to hear that he had a fun time after being barred from playing with his friends about things in Huang. Besides, it's not all just hot air. I wasn't making any promise when I said I would change Hong to a place where everyone can live without. And for that, I'm going to protect my seat of power, no matter what. Not with you on my side. We all know that Big Swan looks like. It'll be exactly the same in essence. And it will be the same. Tell me, are you sure you're okay with handing over carry all our lives to your little siblings? Of course not. But the look in her eyes told me that there was conflict brewing. Oh, God, what's his class? Of course, it's gonna be Yang. Oh, gonna be. Right. What the heck? He was a little. Alright, listen, this ain't gonna be them boring old classes where you've been sitting through. You've got to leave this behind once in a while to learn some real life lessons, yeah? Right, so here's the deal. You want to break the morale before the brawl even begins. Brawl. Learn this by heart and you'll be kicked those. That's just right and center. That's not exactly what I'm looking for. So Heathcliff, I've got a question. Something about your club feels different today. Well, that's because it would be a bat. But this time it's a squeaky toy. Looks more colorful too. Bollocks. Lad catches on quick. The way bloke said something about swinging around a real club might come off as too threatening and confiscated it. High-tech weapon cries boop when it hits people. I see. Alright, don't you understand me because I'm holding a different legend. Let's get on with three in your shoulders, eyes. Let's get cracking. And with that, reach trying to these moves in the sky, and maybe I'll snoop. This is approved. I didn't know she had 6 arms. We have a booze person. Okay. This class, after an unconscious proposal, will be taught by a guest lecturer who has been invited for your tutelage. But I wasn't informed of this. Where are they? I don't know. Maybe they're lost? Wilbur told me the Venerable Hire will give me a bottle of not cloudy wine straight from going on. Whee! It's that guy. Just when you drop in by, see if I can leach some liquor at this party. How long is an awfully miserably placed, but you spare all the poor old drifter, won't you? Well, you're clearly not any poor old drifter. Are you guys acquainted? The ambush us in a room after the first round of Pounding Hardcore. You what? Well, it's been over for a while, and everyone knows that the winner is. But they're among, like, you know, well, they finally said, you can have, how can you last session like, I see your youth. Explains it. I have been a guest in many places. Please, I am no moocher. Put your worries to rest. I'm only a drunk who enjoys a cool sweet holidays. I'm sitting in the dirt as my bed. The man who had injured himself with nitro fear in the pole can calm me down. Yes, sir? Bad news, Miss. Bestowed upon you a new master. Ah, so she was probably the person to hire her. She also wanted us to deliver messages that she was sending the master because, I quote, I feel deep and sensation and pity for my dearest little sister and the neophyte who must be struggling left and right without a proper master. Wow, I am beside myself with gratitude. So that's I suppose here, the misery guy with his allegiance who might stab us in the back at any time. As I say, the family warrior and the mongrels around, no. Who has the... That's it. During the contest was nothing more than business. A job to take care of in return for what competition you gave me. I hope you don't carry any grudge in your heart. I'm sure you didn't harm your rivals in the family hierarchy war out of personal vendetta, did you? Sometimes business is just business. I killed Master Rodents for the promise to pay off my bar debt. I only give the hierarchy a lesson, they promised to pay off my future debt. There's nothing to be gained by taking your anger out on a gig worker living hand to mouth like myself, don't you think? I advise that the optics, the consequence of rejecting my sent by Juno and herself is not going to look good. I know, I'm just going to make me look worse. I don't want to give it more ammunition to take me down. And you there, you have eyes tracking your every move, so don't do anything that might rouse suspicion. Ooh, need that threat. I can hardly taste the wine before. Despite Sally's territory, Night River's response was only a... Before I begin the letters, I'd like to get an idea of where my to-be pupils are. Let me give a demonstration, if you will. Quick away. Well, that's enough. But I didn't. I was just getting... Your form is flawed and your breathing is hollow. See, I need more. Flawed forms of divide flawed hearts. In other words, your prowess is amateurish. The heck, this guy is serious? Never had a single master who did anything bad to say about my form. Your arms are straight, your legs supporting your stance are solid and sturdy. Indeed, most masters would not bother themselves to find heart there. But let me pose a question. Are you, my venerable, satisfied the motion time made to dispatch unskilled peasants and no more? There is more to this than raw strength. Now, take a swing at me, it said. Makes powerful swing. Your mind outpaces your mind. Your intent more transparent than a glass globe. And your edge is dull, for it is very hard of things. You are far too eager to strike, focusing singularly on your opponent. Force destructive to you. So you will fail to cut and gain a little hole of confidence. Focusing back in the twig. Everyone invited for the Sea of Heart has to go through eventually the first kill. Don't say you're a little bear. Mine was when I was 13. Not too early, not too late, just right. It was just a few years before Frodo locked himself in his chair, but last I heard he was banned for raking injustice and poisons. Fredo likes bride, won't you? Don't want to singly focus on the opponent. Just try to reflect upon yourself and relax. Catching up as you do will naturally shrink your mind and narrow your vision. And break spoon or something. That this time, but if I give him worse poison next time. You know the young gift out. He's even seeking the zero interest in actual potential, zero really apathetic just now. But my lady, it wasn't practically the guy. You chose to save my life over maintaining the order over the Wu branch. Some seek the state of none, but they seek the path of Shira, reserved for the blade fiends. You must learn to get go of everything except for the self. How life is to live without stepping on it. Get rid of the pressure. Yeah. Well then, what should we do about you? By confident you maintain your grave and cocky silence. I wasn't being cocky. If my memory haven't failed me, you were one of the Amazonians, right? Wondering, yeah, however you want to call it, I guess. Trying to resign sigh. Just why do you think it was with you, specifically you, among the 12 underlings we chose to take this class alongside the hut? The moment the flustered expression taken off guard by the stranger's reply. Sudden point in question, but he soon regained the composure and replied, well, who else besides me would ever go along with this lesson plan? Okay, going to ditch the classes out of boredom. Same as for Yoda and Otis try to take over the class, not to mention we like to have Heathler here, man. Ha ha ha. Just a loquacious list of excuses struck a nerve, did I? How come you know so little about yourself, even less than what I have already learned about you? What are you talking? A bird that has failed to break its shell in time will rot within its confines. Don't understand what you're talking about. So the stress seems to be more exciting than confusion, huh? Bear yourself the way before the rain. You won't get a chance to miss the opportunity. And then the fairy giggled flippantly and serious attitude nowhere to be seen. Been a while since I let myself babble on. Suppose I can credit my foolish pupils. Prepare to swing away. Well, I can't say he's bad. No, they both go Leon. Want to even that out a little. Not sure who this is. Oh, it's you, the dead guy. I'm glad got my head screwed back on. It's safe to watch everyone all freaking out about this child's play. All the missed news I've been hearing since I opened my eyes in the recovery room sounds very enticing. I really wish there to watch it all. Half the family heads getting arrested for treason, and they're going to some exposed kid from the Gia family. Not to mention how my lovely little sister had their engagement called off. Now she's been granted a traitor to her own blood. All the entertainment of the world seems to have been happening during my little nap, don't you think? You can't even show your face at the regular assembly, so I doubt you've any concern for the future, Honton. So just what are you doing here? I just thought I'd have fun. Okay. Kick his butt, all good.
중요한 건 내가 어떤 사람인지 알게 하는 것. 좋아, 구조는 파악했어. 봉황의 날개처럼. 전부 보인다고. 자, 알고 있는 걸 전부 말해.
Why stop now? Captain ate me like my last death, or stabbed me in the heart, cut my limbs through it. Listen, this duel is just a spar, okay? We don't have to kill each other for this to end. Notice in this fashion, you have the opportunity of life reference, and you're too weak to use it. You have everyone who fights for you on every step of the way coming to you, practically still fighting. You're just gonna let them sink away with their scratches? Get your act together. The family hierarchies were over. I'm not gonna kill someone just because they're a bit uncooperative. Get real. Do you have any idea how long it'll take for you to gain even morsel power by playing this fool's game? Hey, want to hear a little tip on how you can firmly establish your position in this family? Kill me in the most horrible pain in this human being, and hang my corpse at the entrance assembly hall. Use me to send a clear message, and station every single one of the hush packs between every pillar at the assembly hall. If anyone dares speak out against you, snip, chop off their heads before they can get another word out. 5 days. It won't take 5 days for this. Everyone starts eating out of your hand. That's how you establish fear is. No, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm here to make home in a place where people can live without fear. I thought you of all people might understand. Remember how you used to hate hurting people? More so than anyone else. Man, what a boring answer. It's even duller than my dullest experience. Only take a few years until you break, until you just become one of them. It's like the family hierarchies of the past who couldn't help but really reality exceeds. Just how many people here do you think still have any grip on their sanity? Maybe all of them feel away from becoming idiots, shuffling aimlessly around. I can only hope that it won't be a slobbering mess by the time. It's gonna happen. I can only hope it happens when I'm still singing. Tom's way, but John found it difficult to move on. Short, I passed further. You certainly crushed them for underestimating you. I am. Are they? In the gross in thought. ZZZ. Morale is bad. Seems to be on a particular mood today. It's all useless, isn't it? Teaching? When the class ended and you guys all leave, I guess I'll be spending my days worried to death. The session with Pop will never kill me anymore. Due by so much paranoia and worry that I'll start twitching at shadow cast from lamp lights. Would it mean anything to me, you know, to prove to them that I deserve to be? It's my whole life trying to prove to everyone that I have the will and determination to become the family heart. And now I have to prove to everyone that I deserve to keep it. Do those bastards only thought their empty houses now they can expand their rooms? Mr. Way, have you ever heard of playing hooky before? Playing hooky? Is it useful for eliminating you? Well, I've rarely done it in the past, but in school, but whenever there's too much going on in my head, you just skip school and go out for 2 days? Oh. And I've done it once myself after a friend talked me into it. I agree. Seems like it's time to clear your head. Very well, let's play someone hooky. Okay. What are you guys doing? Come on, let's get moving. I've got to prove myself, don't I? It's bastard. These are real bad mood today. My lady, have you ever visited the backyard of the Hammond? No. I don't know what happened there. They threw a few dead bodies from massacre a decade ago. The pond found decided to bury the whole thing. And the central so overwhelmingly toxic the corpses of animals and plants could be seen floating on the surface, eventually turning the pond into a festering black bog. People passing was passing. So why even bring something up? Seems that tree has taken root there, my lady. I missed all that, right? A willow. The willow tree reached deep in the pond with its roots clearing out the foul grease, cleansing the water, and one day found it clear and glittering, thriving with other plants growing. It's recovered from the rot, becoming a normal, clear pond, surrounded by trees and moss. So months ago, they intruded a few carp in there, and when they checked again, they were as vivacious as they were the day they were there. Would you like to pay the pond a visit, if that's all right? None didn't seem by as there's many unless you follow them anyway. Okay, I've been in this place for so long, I thought I could be clean again. I believe that pond used to be rotten bog, all that had a period happened to take root. Matters lady is patience and determination. Of course, this place has slipped my mind then. He's got nice legs. Well, that's what I want, but the world has a strong capacity to heal itself than one might imagine. Recovery will follow as long as there's a steady root to rally around. After a long break that seemed to freshen even our hearts, that's your good, your farm, riding your ride. I think you've really improved in all that. Did I say you've had some change of heart too? Yeah, I do feel a little bit more comfortable than I did before. Oh, I thought I had to do the others. Well, this gets in the master. Or part of the master. That's class success rate. Wait. So here. Right, class. We're here to help you learn how to break your enemy's morale. You lost it. Take. Turned tail and fled like some milksop. No matter the enemy we were up against. I don't know. Think you ever have. Leave it to the nerd to come up with strategies that you have. Listen, he comes out by boldly rushing in head first. With a boldly rush to shake him off his labels if you've been here. Here's what I think. You've got luck. Excuse me. Need to. Dry mouth. No. That's why neither of you say shit against those buggers assembly, am I right? Maintain his nose, got over pride growing sore again. Don't let me help you grow some backbone. Try getting mad at me. You'll need to shrink. Lad, stand proud. Well, okay, but how could I? Don't worry about offending me, yeah? I can dig it. Unlike you two, I built up enough thick skin for all of us. Yeah, well, shut up, Heathcliff. Good lad. You're hardly a teacher. Like, all you're doing is just scaling around trying to look cool. Oh, that one's gonna sting him. That is what I would have said back in the day. I probably would have struck you with this hammer at me in my club. But I've changed too. And so did you. I can see that the fire in your eyes has grown. Remember that feeling, Leah? I will. Now let's practice. Looks like both of you have the practice sparring. Grab your wets and be mean. I broke my backbone getting into fisticuffs with the boys during my factory. They broke my arm, I break their factory return. See what I mean? Is that what besties is supposed to be? Well, let's do this, I guess. I don't. Oh, we're having a fight? Which one am I controlling? Oh.
최고의 방책은 전쟁이 일어나지 않게 하는 것. 꽃처럼 화려하면서 바람처럼 가볍지만 벌처럼 날카롭게.
아.
중요한 건 내가 어떤 사람인지 알게 하는 것.
Can't say I feel bad about beating up so clear, but
구조는 파악했어. 그 해결사의 역경에 비하면 봉황의 날개처럼 전부 보인다고.
oh wow, what the heck? All the damage came out.
포기하지 않아.
Alright, that's good enough. Lay hell out. That was much closer than I thought. Good match. Gee, don't people usually lose steam the longer the fight gets with all that at the end? With them clash with everything they learned up. I thought for sure the Zero would come up on top without breaking a sweat, even that Square wasn't using an identity, even with, but perhaps even next to Niger, thanks to the mark on the forehead. As it looks clear, I'd only seen a few mirror worlds. The right, Sinclair? Yeah. I think we're going out in the fight ended before it got any further. Thankfully, I'm not hurt or anything. Feel a bit of a fever on my forehead, though. Then notice the clear red line that appeared. Well, like anything bad happened when the mark manifested back in Menshit, but considering that Demian and Rim were the only other people who'd shown the mark, we couldn't help but worry a little. Hey, you ever run away from home before, huh? Where's this coming from? By the way, it occurred to me that you're a homebody, but there's something behind your eyes that tells me your life wasn't all sunshine. Well, I wouldn't call it running away forward. It's more like I left home because I didn't have a choice. How did that feel? Like I was melting away into nothing. I suddenly had to face the whole terrible world all on my own, and there was so overwhelming that can't quite commiserate. You've been on the top of your game your whole life, after all. I did do it by my own volition, but if I'm being honest, there is something I never told Wei. I feel utterly lost. Like so much that I had to do, so much responsibility. I guess neither of us was ready for the world when we left home. Feel just as lost back home, though. And there's Heath of Clue. He also left home. A long time ago, he paid a visit to the manor he grew up in. Now, it must have been pretty exciting for him. You had no idea how much the journey back as he gussied up and crimping his hair. Something just came up. Class dismissed. Oh, yeah. You'd be upset. Him again. So, are you going to teach us any techniques? Haha, it's only been facilitated training. Yeah. My other martial arts masters would teach me their secret technique. So that's got you two paddling on a lesson. No, that's a good one. Very well, I'm in the mood. I'll teach you a useful trick. Really? Tell me, what did I teach you to do as you swung your sticks? Grab all the things that put pressure on me and face nothing but myself and my movements. That's only the start. First, this is sound. Slight friction from the tips of your toes and ruffle of the clothes your breath. Erase them all. Ripple and echo you leave upon this world. Since breath was present becomes as hazy's mist. While moments we hear nothing. Second, emptiness is full. To have a form is to provide your foes with clues to predict your moves. Forget the weapons in your hand, forget your forms. Break the mold, become the flow, but only your will remain. Rather than seeps into his movements. Still there's a semblance of pattern becomes lost. There's something clownish about his unpredictable movements, but they were so hypnotic and flowy that you shouldn't. Last, emptiness of mind. Try not to force your direction of your heart. Empty your desires and thinking penetrate without gazing. Pretty depressed. You look at the same next to me all along. He had leaped small distance, seemingly deep in thought. I mean, I should have given that I wasn't spared from the lesson. I wonder if it fits saying ye, saying others. Sometimes I to lose one's nose with open eyes. Wish yourself and make your decent and slow and gradual. Emptiness of mind. Didn't I just say you want to take it slowly and gradually to empty your mind already? I already taught you. I'll do right to it long ago. Am I doing this right? No way. I need to relax. So I knew how I finally flew to the emptiness of form. Pick me, he gives this. So I'll just move it to the end of the day. I found it entirely unnecessary to give them those flash names. Surely Secret Shake would come with that one. Ooh, well, supposed to be our ultimate mover, right? Wouldn't it be more official to give it a name? That's for sleep under string ripples. Well, the good name, something with that name sucks. Yeah. Approaches the. Been a while since I saw someone give a lesson like this, starting from its very fundamentals. Probably can find one can find people willing to slowly learn from the very fundamentals in a world of infinite technology advancements like the Veil. I'm only fortunate that I found 2 pupils who are indeed willing. Your gate, your tone. You're among the 10 blades of the East. Now, it seems entirely unnecessary for you today, yes. I don't quite recall putting anything on your tab. But your feet. The question to rest, for I have no answers to give. The past is like smoke. I have not yet made any history worth delving into. Morale! Oh, I'm supposed to teach this class, but honestly, I'm not entirely sure what to do here. It's not like I get to teach you guys. You're the paladins of one of other people's hearts. And it's not like we suddenly have to have a hard time out of nowhere, right? And this is probably why I've sold this box called Messages from the Hearts by the door, where Messages from the Heart. The greatest strength of Messages from this is anonymity. Here, people can share their concerns that have been eating away at them with fear of judgment. That seems like great, yeah. You can see how everyone can be honest about things with their mask of anonymity. It's quite heavy. It seems everyone's been making quite liberal use of this. Let's see, the one at the bottom is this way. I've got to ask, do those consultations even do anything? Does this mask anonymity even do anything? Also, what's the point of these messages anyway? If you got to whinge at their face. Well, I ain't got much to say, so I've got one. My neighbor next door keeps making weird noises like, do something about that, yeah? Something about a smoking head over and over again? The point is, I've been getting, it's getting on my nerves. If I didn't take care of it, I'll deal with it in my own. Deal with it? How? This is personal grievances. Let's see what the next one says. Who dares howl the executive manager with such useless weak-minded complaints? If you're going to continue wasting cause some trouble, I will hold you personally. I hold you responsible to reveal yourself for the consequences. Wow, it's like she's right here, speaking right into my ear. I never thought written words would cause hearing damage. Moving on. I don't know if it's just me, but some probably been spying on these papers, huh? We've got proof too. I folded this piece of paper into a padlock knot shape, but whoever spied on it did a pretty bad job. Another thing, my compass disappeared. The compass got spied in the hell steps of the Bell and Marta trenches. We're gonna have to reestablish some house home rules. The theft report? Did one of you steal your compass or something? Not in the way. We never steal from one another, no matter how things are yet. Something troubles me. Oh, so if I... Was it a type A wire that caused the explosion, or was it caused by replacing the clamp part from the shattering gear? Ah, black answer has been found. Do not concern yourselves with this message. Well, that's... Look, I felt like I really should share this with everyone. Seriously, I can't just slip away like nothing happened, you know? Yeah, I'm talking about the incident that happened aboard Mephi some time ago. Remember how someone smashed an alarm clock against Dante's head when they were sleeping? No one ended up figuring out what happened there, right? You're going to have to bring me up to speed on this. Yeah, I don't know exactly when this was, but this was a loud showering noise outside at night. We all ran to see what happened. No one managed to find any credible clues, so I guess we just let it slide. Anyhow, Dante were okay, so we just moved on from it, but I'm telling you, what I saw Greg's bug arm. So here's my guess. What happened is we lost the battles of carrying an alarm clock with one hand. You know what I mean? I'm trusting the anonymity thing of this. Gregor, he wouldn't. Alarm clock broke due to the shock at the time of the incident was pointing precisely at 22:22, and at that hour, only 2 individuals were awake for the nightly movie watch. Guys, this is turning a whole investigation. Around 2:20, yep, this Foss was one of them, and hey, Dante, didn't brief conversation with Foss that morning? Now that I think back on it, I did have a talk with Foss that day, really. A few criticisms in my command style, and she was right, but I prefer not to hear because I didn't have anything to report with. Don't tell me Floss actually held a grudge against me for that. I don't think anyone noticed this, but I noticed the dusting of cigarette near the shattered alarm clock. As you know, no manager, there's only 2 among us who smoke. But one of them stayed put in his own room. Know what I mean? There's a witness too. Unless that witness is a cowardly liar, I'm sure she will come forward and tell everyone exactly what happened. Hang, I shall prove abundantly that I was no cowardly weaver of lies. In truth, among numerous cosplays I wish to accomplish was the duel of Captain Scorps and the one-eyed navigator. To explain the lore of Captain Corpse, his tale began verily in the year 757. And after a very long read, alas, the positive procurement describing proved more dubious than one would expect. Last, that I joined forces with brigades kept put together with the capture of glorious forms and photographs. But it was a pity he had no pipe, only a cigarette between his teeth. And young Ishmael's compass was to be the captain. Okay, she borrowed it. For his further, I briefly borrowed it from her room. Away from me, I spilled an entire canteen on another prop. The compass was smashed by its greasy juices. Despite my efforts to assure it is to the unruly still. I beg that you visit the master escort. Well, at least we know who took it. Frustrating. PC, DWN, and M. Declare translation, please. Yeah, I'm trying to farce what the written text is actually way higher. I'm gonna try to read Swigger's tone and I don't understand. How far did the plot thickens, guys? Are we actually gonna try and find the culprit? Not just bubble inside me like there's an dude like someone. Guys? Alright, that's it. Clockhead, read up. I'm going to confront the side until the snipe's bugging in instead of waiting. Now where is he? Hey, nice, Heath. Looks like this honest person's trying to get to the bottom. Dante, fare you well. It's I, the singer, first in the order. Apologies are in order. Ever since the end, I could hardly lull myself for the restful sleep. In truth, it was none other than myself that plummeted you ahead with the clock. To explain this, one must first explore the sentence cuts off. It's part of the paper as before. Were not, for there's no longer this, I will not embark on monthly Quint striving excuse. Right before you unshame, express my willing to accept any punch you see fit. Take nothing but your forgiveness. I can't believe the copper is easy. I mean that, so. Good thing you fess up. It doesn't feel like the whole thing. Why are we trying to take the heat? But it does seem to be the theory doesn't want to share it. Maybe it's best to... Oh, hello, Dante. I was taking a walk near where I found the piece of paper somebody tore off, so I'm returning it here. Hope it finds its food. Returns to them and has to be key resolved. The truth of what transpired. You never find yourself wondering like crackling fire like the top of the moon at your head? Is hot like real fire or would it give off any heat? Curious, right? Oh, don't worry about it, you saying. It's not like we have any other way to tell other than touching it ourselves, huh? Indeed. I've proven that I cannot be confirmed without direct cameras. Ah, they're safe. They must have been pretty. Indeed, the technology has shrunk. It seems that we have shared a thought. What if we were trying to check? Well, the managers. Perhaps the sound of thinking past my god makes far too much noise. Well, I was trying to find out. You saying alarm next to the manager? About to go off. You have a minute at most. Shall interface with. Look at you rats playing. Blade crank out. That was a beautiful death. Let's press right. Hindsight illuminates you. It would appear that I'm making a secret accusation of a fellow of mine. It'd be easier in my heart to simply assure that higher weight of culpability. And that's where it ends. Culprit was right in there and this entire time. Sorry, Donnie. I should have been upfront about it, but well, this was so adamant about utterly. I can't bring myself to, can't deny that. Tell you the truth in time. Tell you another truth. I think I might have an idea why I've been made a student besides you. There must have been something that the company was expecting from me, but now it's not showing up, so it must be taking tasks to compensate for it. Everyone else is boldly facing their own issues and slowly overcoming them. While I'm still here feeling like I'm stagnating in place. They've been telling me my time's yet to come, but I don't know. I just get the feeling that ship might have sailed for me already. It was clear to me that Sinclair wasn't just talking about physical training or his combat prowess. About something more than half the sinners that faced them were facing at this point, about this past and the path that lies ahead. The guilt and the pressures of having failed to confront it. It was never going to be easy for him to let go. I don't think anyone's got the perfect idea of how the whole trajectory of their lives is going to be. That's why we're all on the bus, isn't it? You can't just shout at me to get my act together like Heathcliff does. Oh, I will, if I have to. Whoever was that? You guys wanted to talk it out, huh? All I heard was ticking noise. Oh, so sorry about what Dante was. Don't bother. I just need a quick glance to look at your face to feel that tick-tock with my heart. That's the curious games. The time clock came to an end. So what do you think Usha was trying to say? Two culprits. Guy with nightly nightmares and my translator. I see. Declare it said. Sorry, doctor. That was funny. Okay. I'm trying to even things out. So we lose more morale. Finally, the 30 days of lessons we're going to play another one. Lady, we have nothing else to face and keep the exam and his excellence. Most likely you'll be facing off a skilled foe from Zoo or She family. Of course, you will doubtless have to corner with him. I've taught you all I know. I hereby give you permission to leave this boot camp. You got this. Guys, you really don't have to come out to see me off. Still, I have undying faith you emerge victorious. However, as anything else, we're prayed about 21 whoever shall lose the things go right. Please don't worry about it. Do you not have faith in me or not? When we returned to the classroom, we were greeted by an unexpected guest. It must be very nice to be Jingshin. To have so many teachers from all over to help her out. It's been a while since we last saw you, which was during a regular assembly. What are you doing here, Miss Big Sister? Couldn't stop myself from paying you all a visit out of pity. If only Jingshin by a bull smile like nothing happened. The years would have been ceaseless still. Please stop talking to me like that. You don't know you could even say such a thing. It's always been this way. If a fruit was fully ripe, we have to season and taste its juices before anyone else. We can't just go, we can't just, my brother couldn't, my parents couldn't. But you, who was born and raised on the very soil we were, how do you walk so softly, so lightly? I don't. My footsteps are no longer light. Every step, every sight I hold in my eyes as the days go by fills me with abundance. I'm only trying to accept things as it is, without asking for more or less. How could one do nothing but walk when we're surrounded by such fragrance? The more do you seek faces. Want to be closer, that my hands may reach you. Have you already forgotten who had sent you the guest lecturer? Yuchun's Pelican isn't headed to the exam site, is it? No, it's not. It's headed to this exam site. Last examples. Let's hasten after the Pelican before I lose track of them. Crap, huh? Well, shouldn't we get going? Calm yourselves for a moment. It's been too long since the Pelican inspired moves based on concrete evidence, not urgency. Well, a bee seems to have chosen the latter. You get her face out of who's coming from the direction of Jigan, Wisconsin. Oh, this is what you chose. Yes, the exams she's taking thus far were all municipal flies. I would have shared this earlier, but I decided to follow my own heart, and you decided to follow yours. Yes. So now, what fragrance do you smell from me? I smell nothing. But I left the room wordlessly upon hearing that reply. Okay, so we had the fun. Oh, I hope that counts for a bunch of things. It did not. I like my growth. I got everyone to master. I didn't max out everything because that would have been annoying. Finals. Our best, yeah. Like, down to the very last day. Too much time has passed already. I've already given her clan, including way instruction, to keep their eyes on the people. As there are such trainers from the Pound and Bears, yet there are many places for one to carry a kidnap the her. Still, we have to. Alright, is still in a rush. You need to imply that we have abandoned her to a fate. Look, I've selected a few places to map the highest privileges between the station. This entire time is not on our side. The extra packs on it. And your team will have to, as I separate, to explore all. And my aim send you towards this place. Indeed, the glorified internment camp of Hongwon. Do not shut down. Biggin residence in short zones. Policy on the former policy was a definitely tabled from zone close off. Many of us have to pass it, but find hard to do with the convenience suites. It's a secluded place. First, we're having a big harm to that, not to mention the symbolic value. Have some faith in your poop. You have taught her the best of your abilities, have you not? I trust you will be able to fend yourself off. Oh, we did train her, and really hard for it. The only reason when the place has done her head because he knows a fair match would not be in her favor. So let's link her out her hand out from under the table and make her regret it. Yeah, who steals the lady? That's not cool. Rescue operation!
흑수
의로움을 세우기 위해서라면 보는 눈.
어디서?
잠깐.
이제야 부르나.
혈기분들이
사우철이로구만.
Wait, what?
명을 받듭니다.
혈기
시간을 벌러갈 시간이
Oh, brother.
저주를
사우철이로구만.
Yeah, I know. This should be good enough. We hurried ourselves along the winding passes of the... First we thought we might have been able to move faster had the Besopsis been here with us, but walking along the winding irregular paths reminded me why pelicans were such a thing. Oh, already? On our arrival at the... Something emerged from the dark. A figure, no, 2-4, a small platoon of shadows. We're surrounded. The shadows floated in the thick of the lapping purple serpentine arm at us. Sea branch of the Hishas. They don't belong to the family heart. Oh, and what now? What do you mean, what now? We can't sit here and waste our precious time. Come on, let's fight our way out of this ambush. Is that usually my thing to suggest? Fighting's all about morale, huh? Looks like glasses did have some effect. That's right, we don't have time to waste. Time to beat them up! Show them who's boss!
늦으면 내피랑
We don't have time. Oh, you're gonna
행색이 이상한
fail already.
그럼에도 이상 어쩌겠지. 내 생각해보라고. 아시의 이상을 함께 줬던 호위 이상
불끄득 지원해.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요. 딴테 적합한 조치였습니다.
흑수며 뒷박질 준비.
이 거리면 충분해. 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만.
마음 놓고 열어젖히고
대성공이야. 가론 신나. 노래 부를까?
흑수며 뒷박질 준비.
하나 넘고 둘 넘고 꺾고 제쳐라.
승객이 딱콩 한 방 먹였어.
하나 넘고 둘 넘고 꺾고 제쳐라.
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니
끝내지.
버릇을 마셔서
못했나봐.
일 처리는 빠르게 하는 편이 덜 답답한 법이지.
가치 없군. 죽어라.
의심, 암귀, 불안과 공포, 그런 것들이 들끓을
헤어리.
때가 가장 취약하죠. 알아듣겠습니까?
이제 깨우치시게.
지금이 적기라는 것입니다.
깔끔하게 물었군.
가치 없군.
전투 감각 하나만큼은 수감자가 되어도 훌륭하긴 하군. 이제 그 도통 알아들을 수 없는
불쌍하게 울고
말투만
자는군.
고치면 딱 좋겠어.
어머,
4번 수감자.
놀랐어? 빈틈투성이네.
무상한 목숨. 불끄득 지원할 뿐.
승객들, 뭔가 기분 좋은 일이라도 있었던 거야?
위야. 막아내지 못하리. 틈을 끊어 바로 이제 끝내지.
그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
Ooh, wow, big hit.
우와, 카른도
Nice hit.
이제 깨우치시길. 오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다. 의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니 내일은 더 떳떳이 살아갈 수 있겠군요. 야음을 틈타.
카룬, 기다려.
Give me a second to see what these things are.
기다려줄게.
행색이 이상.
No, it's him.
그럼에도 이상이요.
Who's the other one?
내가 아시의 이상을
오케이.
남겨줬던
Nothing I need to worry about.
이상이요.
시간 끌 것 없이 모조리 치워버리죠. 무상한 목숨. 불끄듯 지원할 뿐.
대성공이야. 카룬 신나. 노래 부를까?
숨통 끊기.
승객이 짝꿍 한 방 먹였어. 승객들,
What be thinking? What her own host?
일이라도 있었던 거야?
You watching her?
목을 콱 물어버리자고.
그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요. 적합한 조치였습니다.
하나 넘고 둘 넘고 꺾고 제쳐라.
이 거리는 충분해. 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만.
단순해서 좋군. 9번 수감자.
자,
물론
어느 쪽일지
좋은
잘 생각해보라고.
달고 짭짤한 건 충분하지.
하나 넘고 둘 넘고 꺾고 제쳐라.
그래, 그렇게 시원하게 처리하니 보는 맛이 나는.
이제 깨우치시길.
일 처리는 빠르게 하는 게 덜 답답한 법이지. 골치 아픈 것들이 고기 조각이 되었군요, 단테. 나쁘지 않은 성과입니다.
불가 위야. 막아내지 못해. 끝내지.
전투 감각 하나만큼은 수감자가 되어도 훌륭하군. 이제 그 도통 알아들을 수 없는 말투만 고치면 딱 좋겠어.
틈나군요.
4번 수감자.
이제 깨우치시길.
바람 들어오는 대로 빨빨.
놀라신다? 거스라기.
우와, 카룬도 깜짝.
시간 끌 것 없이 모조리 치워버리지. 이제 깨우치시길. 시도는 좋았어요.
그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
우와, 사람도 깜짝.
시간 끌 것 없이 모조리 치워버리시게.
마음 놓고 열어젖히고
이 거리면 충분해. 너한텐 지금 멀겠지만.
저
보상은
수감자는
없음.
기억해 두겠습니다, 단테.
불끈한
면담에서
지원일 뿐.
치하할 만한 일이 생겼을 때 언급하라는 것도 상부에
깔끔하게 물었군.
오늘 부끄럽지 않았습니다. 의를 바로 세우는 데 일조하였으니 내일
Yeah, that
더 떳떳이 살아갈 수 있겠군요.
one within 15 turns. What's this about? First thing I noticed about entering the room was that it was hot and muggy in the heat of battle. Also evidenced by the corpse of the seed branch show pouring wildly about the room. Wait, what? The blade beast rises almost free from the ground. Wait, hold on, his eyes. There's something definitely off. He's not looking at the seats. Because of arriving, I didn't feel right anyway. Wait. Kick around, anticipate. Kick it all. And the snakes there. Press pass. Your hideous coil. Shall crush them to mulch under my. Your way, right? He's complete. Oh, ground. Let's get out. Let's do that. Neat. He's a boss.
카루, 기다리는 거 못해.
이상이요.
100초만 기다려줄게.
행색이 이상하나 그럼에도 이상이요. 내가 맞서
시간 끌 것 없이
내가
모조리
아시의
치워버리죠.
이상을 함께 줬다. 호위 이상이요.
틈을 끊어.
승객이 딱 콩 방 먹였어.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요, 단테. 적합한 조치였습니다.
Okay.
제가 괜히 먹을 것들을 사들고 오는 것이 아닙니다, 단테. 이런 부수적인 효과를 기대했었죠.
목을 콱 물어버리자고. 무상한 목숨. 불끈한 지원일 뿐.
모든 것에 견뎠소.
단순해서 좋건 9번 자, 물론 좋은 성과를 갖고 돌아온다면
불가
달고
위야.
짭짤한 걸
마감이지
준비해두지.
이 전투는 승리할 거예요. 고통 끊기.
그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데.
무슨
그런
접지가 않나.
빙글빙글.
That's not a good sign.
불가 위약 막아내지 못하리.
Guess you don't like that.
걸음이 빨라.
승객이 조용해졌어.
일찍
조금 있다.
도착했어.
째깍째깍 해줘야 돼.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
이 거리면 충분해. 너한텐 조금 멀겠지만.
무슨 내가 죽어도 너는
뭐? 상점 외의 공격이었으니 이것까지 당신 탓을 할 순 없겠군요. 설마 알고 맞게 하진 않았을 테니.
후드려 패주지.
기록에 따라 당신을 반드시 집행하겠습니다.
지금 시계를 돌리기엔 촉박할 테니 다른 수를 생각해야 할 겁니다, 관리자. 쓸모 없어진 놈은 후퇴시키는 것도 좋겠죠.
후드려 패주지.
이 전투는 승리할 거예요.
Hmm.
나무와 함께 베어 넘겨드리죠. 그쪽 방향이 아닐 텐데. 이날이
패잔병같이 무릎을 꿇고 있을 때인가 13번 수감자. 평소처럼 넉살 좋게 같이 상황을 개선해 보시지.
후드려 패주지.
틈을 끊어. 틈을 끊어.
야호. 이기는 편, 우리 편.
잘근잘근 씹어버리겠네.
이 전투는 승리할 거예요.
확실히 훌륭하군 5번 수감자. 덕분에 위험한 순간도 넘어간 적이 많다지.
야호. 이기는 편, 우리 편.
그대로 멈춰라.
틈을 끊어. 바로 이.
자, 숨통 끊기. 잠깐만 기다려. 진짜 즐거운 시간이었는데.
일촉즉발. 이거 배웠어.
후드려 패주지.
이 전투는
I don't think this is. Or something. Try and get interesting. Hey, why'd you go so low there?
삭갓을
There you go. Huh?
바로 해주시죠.
Don't approve of that.
그걸로
수감자를 고기 조각으로 만들어 봐야 당신만 괴로울 텐데. 시계를 돌리는 일에 너무 익숙해진 것 아닙니까?
후드려 패주지.
You might win, but
너를
it's
위해 기도할 것이. 넌 반드시 부서진다.
더는 하늘에 오르지 못한다 해도 당신의 분명 끝없이 아래로
또 얼굴에 빛을 갑을 했군. 11번. 이전 같으면 질질 짜거나 주저앉았을 텐데 최근엔 성장하긴 한 모양이군.
I think that's gonna win. Don't think this is gonna be enough.
너를 잊어도 반드시 되찾을 거다.
이상한데 전일
Like everything does half damage.
이래서는
Question is,
처음이었던 지난 날과 다를 바가 무엇인지
you didn't seem to be
떠오르고
good enough.
부끄럽군요.
Hmm. Yeah, round down. Oops.
사냥감을 찾은 건가?
불청객을 맞이할 시간인가 보군요.
관리
청소 시간이네요. 부르신다면
주인놈
흔들어
오늘 시간
주목. 사건 속으로
Yeah, this will do better. Think of this or this sword.
늦으면 메피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
먼지를 떨어내줘.
편히 쉬시게.
정리하겠습니다. 불결한 것.
찢어 밝혀주마.
늦으면 메피랑 먼저 갈 거야.
전투 응대에 나선다.
Shall we? Yes, I'll get you more water. Give me a moment.
위에서 당신을 관리자로 정한 데에는 합당한 이유가 있겠지. 기대하고 있겠습니다, 단테.
이쪽으로.
후회를 새겨주지.
조금이라도 머리통을 굴리게 되어서 돌아온 적이 있었다만 상대의 공격이었으니 이것까지 당신 탓을 할 순 없겠군요. 설마 알고 맞게 하진 않았을 테니.
계속해봐라.
저
이
밑에서
폭풍이
카론,
That didn't work.
조금 마시기 전엔 아는데.
깨어진 거울 가운데 죽어가는 나비를 보고 있어. 애도의 임무가 내게 있으나 정작 떠도는 나비를 피워내지 못하니 애석할 따름이요.
실력
Try this again.
하세요. 방해되거든요.
So I didn't level up those guys, so I don't know what that would take.
카론, 기다리는 거 못해.
이상이요.
100초만 기다려줄게.
행색이 이상하나 그럼에도 이상이요. 내가 맞서. 내가
흑수며
아시의 이상을
빈박질
함께
춤.
줬던 호위 이상이요.
Okay, gotta try that.
제 실패가 흑수의 실패는 아닙니다. 저 역시
실력 없으면 따라오.
Okay.
방해되거든요.
It's a centaur, though.
늦으면
Okay, first attack is going for you.
행색이 이상하나 그럼에도 이상이요.
Who's the fifth one going for?
내가
Oh, wait. Wrong one.
아시의 이상을 함께 줬던 호위 이상이요.
Second one's going for you. Which one is that? Is that you? No, that's not. This is you. This you? Okay, that's you. That's going for you. Or... Oh, fourth this one. One back. 2, 3. 4 is also going.
일기당천.
승객이 딱콩 한 방 먹였어.
1,000. Back so much.
하나 넘고 둘 넘고 꺾고 제쳐라.
그간의 전투 경험이 쓸모가 없진 않았군요. 딴데 적합한 조치였습니다.
Okay. The first one is going for you. Second one is going for you as well. Okay, where's the third one going? You as well. And with the fourth. Okay, this is weird. Hmm.
자, 어느 쪽일지 잘 생각해보라고.
잠깐만 기다려라.
Yeah, but I guess not so much. I'm confused how you're supposed to do this, right?
이것까지 당신 탓을 할
방향이
수
아닐 텐데.
설마 알고 맞게 하지?
Everyone, let's see.
일기당천.
I'll have to look into this thing.
쓰고 당했다고?
Well, I'll figure that out.
그거
It's already...
되었지만
What's... Oh, there's achievements. Yay. Yeah, it's over 3 hours, so I'm gonna end this stream anyway, but the boss was rather hard. I have to figure out because he takes 50% less damage from status effects, so it's like, okay, status effects are bad, so can I do something else? So I'll figure that out for next time. Let's see, tomorrow we have
퇴근할 수 없다네.
blah blah blah.
남자 친구인 마법소녀께서는
What's its name? I can't remember.
집행의 시작일 테니까.
But we'll have that tomorrow. Then I probably come back to Palworld. Then this I'll probably come back to this on Tuesday
하긴 하네만.
if I figure it out of the way, and then I'll do Grandia on Thursday, or if not, I'll do Grandia first. What are you sighing about? How dare you sigh at me? Aren't you supposed to honk or something? No, there isn't a side. You make a side thing. There isn't a side thing. There's a. Anyway, have a good night, Soul Black, and I will see you tomorrow. Or will it be today? One of those things. Anyway, have a good one. And for anyone else, have a good day or night. wherever you are, and I will be back next time. Bye bye.